My bad. I was muted that whole time. my bad. My bad. My bad. I was muted the whole time. Sitting here talking for what? A minute 30? That's wild. Okay. My bad. So I'm about to get into a fight. I'm about to get into a fist fight with Bree and maybe Yella. Grabbing a cup of Jose. Let's go. Let's go. So Yella might pop up. Bree, hopefully she'll pop up. She the one that told me to hit the live button. Hope. I'm calling myself the hope. Anyway, so we about to fight over this, right? We about to fight. He said, "Hold up, no, I'm gonna prep everybody. I'm just prep everybody. I want everybody to hear this one time through before we get fight. You haven't seen the video? Okay, you want to see it fresh? Okay, got you, got you. All right, I'm gonna hold off then. I'm gonna hold off. Y'all ain't seen the vid. He want a fresh. He want a fresh hot pot. He want a hot pot. Let's go. All right, let's go. Whew. Man, you know what I'm saying? Ain't even up good. And people starting drama, man. Made me want to fight. Mm, 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 mm. All right. See, there go the alarm. I'm supposed to be doing something. See, done got distracted. I done got. See, we need Brie up here so she can she elaborate. See, there's mansplaining, but then there's she elaboration. So she's going to elaborate. I promise you. I am about to snap. I'm about to spaz. It's going to be beautiful. I can't take it no more. It's too much. It's too much of things that men have to do, should do. Let's go. So when y'all get up here, where do I want this? Where do I want it? I wonder if I can do some of the stuff they did. I used to be able to do on OBS, but I can't remember how. Ah, yes. Okay, there's a crop feature. Let's go. All right. Hold on. There's a crop feature. Boom. Let's go. Cool. We're going to do it like this for this TikTok. Keep it nice and tidy. Nice and sturdy. Hersplaying. Gallivant. Yeah. Yeah, super early dirty. Dury. Man, what's up, man? Digital Dury in the building. So listen. Bree got my coffee brewing with this TikTok video. Just a bubbling. Now I was trying to be cool, but then she threatened me. So I'm gonna share it. I'm just gonna share it with y'all. This should be short. About an hour. Tops. Shouldn't be long. Ain't gonna be here all day. I gotta stream my schedule for later. I ain't trying to do it this morning. I could, but ain't nobody gonna be here. People on their way to work. This be something quick. This should be something quick. Should be light work. But me and Bree been arguing in the Discord. Oh, God. Mm-mm-mm. But Yella's got to grab a cup of drink. He wants to see the video fresh. He won't let me start it. Bree ain't here, so I can cuss her out with her cussable face. It's all good, though. It's all good. I'm just being. See, Yella said let it percolate. See, my coffee pot, it was cracked from the heat. I can't wait. But it's all right. I see how it is. 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 So, Yella, you got like 2 seconds. I'm playing this video. I ain't about to sit up here and just look at myself. How you feeling today, Dory? How you doing? Man, listen. So here we go, everybody. There's this TikTok video. I guess it might be in response to maybe that's what I should have done. I might have tried. I should have probably looked for the original video. That's probably what I should have did. there's this guy who's saying he's mentioning something else, and it's probably another TikTok video. That's what I probably should have did. But again, I was hot. It's coming in hot. Um, Cooking on your day off. Okay. Are you cooling on your day off? That's what's up. Yeah, Yella said he took the day for himself too. A little mental health day. Mental health day. I go crazy if I come in here one more time. But man, listen. So this TikTok dude is talking about. I guess there's something now. It was unreasonable. Like, in my opinion, I guess a woman had asked her husband or boyfriend or some male in her life to make her a cup of coffee. He cussed her out. Like he like get your own effing coffee or something. Like he cussed at her, which is that's unreasonable to me. Like that's not seen in this video. And I think I probably should have looked for that. Let me see if that's actually out there. Let's see if that is actually a thing that's visible. If it, maybe it didn't happen on camera, maybe it wasn't TikTok, maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. So actually, let me look for that real quick before we get started. That'll fill some of the time while I wait for slow folk. Come on now. So did he link the video? Let's see if it is somewhere.
It's a simple question. I just asked, will you make me coffee? I never ask you to make me coffee.
You keep on getting attitude, you can do something with that too.
Yeah, you act like it has to be an exchange. What's wrong with you?
It's always one sided.
Okay, so this might be where it started.
Down the hallway last
All
night.
right, hold up.
Will you make me a coffee?
See if I can turn this up.
Are you crazy?
Will you make me a coffee?
Are you crazy?
For real, I'm really about to fall asleep.
Okay. Is this like a back and forth thing? Because
It's a
last
simple
night
question. I just asked, will you make me coffee? I never ask you to make me coffee.
you keep on getting attitude, you can do something with that too.
Yeah, you act like it has to be an exchange. What's wrong with you?
It's
Is she about to cry?
What
Oh, she's laughing.
is wrong?
You
Laughing
were
to keep from
down
crying.
in the hallway last night and you turned around and got into bed and then handed me your cup.
Ooh. She hit
You were
record.
home all night.
She wasn't ready.
You were home all
What
night.
is wrong? Why do you keep,
Can I finish?
why do you keep going on?
Yeah, because it's real.
Okay,
You were
listen.
home all night last night and then you
Listen. Do not press record and start recording your people without letting them know. Because you might get a response like this. I'm about to wow. Wow. This is whoa, this was some resentment. This was some build up. Okay, so I think this might be one of the things that started. What up, Bree? Welcome in. Yeah, you would be over that cup of coffee. You should be over that dirty cup of coffee with the ground spilled all over it.
Are you crazy?
For real, I'm really about to fall asleep.
Okay. Is this like
Can you guys hear that?
a back and forth thing? Because
It's a
last
simple
night
question. I just asked, will you make me
Yeah.
coffee?
Their
I
discussion
never
did not
ask you
start
to
there.
make me coffee.
you keep on getting attitude, you can do something with that
Yeah,
too.
you act like it has to be an exchange. What's wrong with you?
It's
What's
always
wrong with you?
one-sided.
It sounded like she was getting ready. It sounded like she was getting ready to cry there,
You walked your
and then
butt
started
down the
laughing.
hallway last night and you turned around and got into bed and then
Yeah,
handed
she
me your
definitely
cup.
wanted to cry.
Yeah, she wasn't expecting that. That's crazy. Hold up, I just wasn't. I wasn't expecting that either. Hold up, man. I know. I'm man. This is crazy. Hold up. For me, this is terrible. Like this would be a terrible. I wouldn't ever do this on camera though. That's the thing. I think some people need to put the cameras down and live in the
I
moment.
didn't think she
Shout out to Greg.
expected him to hate her that much.
No, but
Hey, Drake.
yo, this is crazy.
You make
Where'd
me a
she go?
coffee?
Are you crazy?
He said, "Are you crazy?" First. That's the first thing. Are you crazy?
For real, I'm really about to fall asleep.
Okay.
I'm really about to fall asleep. Actually, the act of making your own coffee would wake you up. But
Is this like a back and forth thing?
so
Because
then he
last
doesn't trust her intentions. Is this like a back and forth thing? Are you trying to provoke me into a back and forth? Are you setting me up? So he doesn't trust her either. Ooh, this is crazy. Oh my god. Oh.
Simple question. I just asked, will you make me coffee? I never
It's
ask
so
you to make
quiet
me
compared to
coffee.
you
you.
keep on getting attitude.
The video, I can't.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with the EV Mux volume levels. I can't.
Yeah, it's
'Cause,
not.
you
It's
know,
supposed to audio. Just let me. I slid you down
go ahead. Do you
because I
think?
have to turn it way up, and then you're like super loud.
Got you. Yeah, turn me down. Let me
Okay.
know if it's set where it needs to go. Ho ho ho.
I turned us
Is
both
it
down to
where it needs to
half.
go? All right, cool. All right, so Dury, let me know if you can hear us and the video around equal levels.
A back and forth thing. Because
It's a
last
simple
night,
question. I just ask, will you make me coffee? I never ask you to make me coffee.
if you keep on getting an attitude, you can do something with that too.
Now you act like
Ooh, if you keep on getting an attitude.
it has to be an exchange. What's wrong with you?
It's always one-sided.
Mm.
You walked your butt all the way down the hallway last night, and you turned around and got into bed, and then handed me your cup.
You went all the way down the hallway and then turned around, got back in the bed, and then handed me your cup. Nervous laugh.
It's a
And
yes
then
or
you
no.
were home all night.
Yeah, they about even when I
You're
listen
home
on
all
YouTube now.
Why are you
Can I finish?
Why do you keep going on?
Yeah, because it's real.
Because it's real.
You were home all night last night, and then you get up this morning and ask me to do the dishes.
Wow, she was home all night last night. And then
He's sick
she's
of her.
asking him to do. Yeah, because she's offloading. She's offloading later. She's an offloader. And then she decided to flex on TikTok. Y'all gotta stay off TikTok. It's gonna ruin some relationships.
What?
And I had all the kids
Well,
last night.
forgive me. It's going to ruin relationships that were already close to the precipice. Like they were already having problems. TikTok ain't what killed this.
Oh, I freaking watched all those. Keep it up.
You didn't watch all of them because there was somebody this morning, but somebody came
I
in the house
did.
in the middle of the night.
Mm.
You,
My eyes are about to fall out. I'm tired. I'm very sleepy today. So I just thought it'd be nice if you.
And she decided to commit to this thing instead of
Yeah,
bailing
she's
out.
just like instead of being like, okay, she is just like really
Yeah,
pushing it.
yeah. She should
The
have bailed
look
out on
on
that.
his face should have already told you that man
Should
was
have bailed
not
out.
finna do it.
Yeah, but that also shows me she doesn't respect. Like she doesn't care to pick up on his
She
non-verbal
always pushing
cues.
him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Videos like
Yeah.
half me and Bree's volume. Yeah.
I
For some
have
reason,
to, so we'll just have to.
I've got it maxed out. But it is not. What's up,
Yeah,
midnight
EV Mux
snacks?
sound mixing. I rather fool with
Yeah.
OBS. Seem like it don't have
Yes.
an auto sound mixing kind of thing. Let me see.
Nothing worked as good as StreamYard. What's up? Good morning, Inne. Good morning.
And they fucking know it. That's why they charging so much.
Mm-hmm. Because they know they done went and tested all the competitors and found all these problems. Like, man, we should be charging
I
more.
wonder if background noise.
What's up in there?
Trying to see if the auto gain control is the issue. Is it like automatically changing the sound volume on the videos?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
And
we're
it's
gonna have to
putting them
figure
way
out.
lower. Let me see. I'm gonna turn mine off. Okay, go ahead and play it.
Who's calling you?
somebody would work. I mean, most
You
of us
turned off
still
auto
work.
gain.
I am.
On mine. I don't know if I.
Looks like you're scrolling.
I can do that because I work.
You know how to make it?
We'll see.
I think
We'll
I
see
missed
what-
it. My bad, y'all. I was worried about the audio. Missed what they said. Dang, this is crazy. I might have too much compassion to argue with Bree like I need to. Dang, it's bad.
Let's go. Yeah, y'all was
somebody
talking
would
all that
work. I mean,
cash
most
money
of us
shit
still work.
in the
Oh yeah, I
Discord.
was, cause you was wrong, and it's okay to be wrong. Like you said, it's okay to be wrong. It's admit you wrong. I just realized I'm on YouTube. I don't go here. I noticed. I was surprised when I saw the name pop up. I was like,
I thought she
she
had
seems
one
like
of
she
them,
avoid YouTube.
one of them AI bots got her.
Yeah.
I am working right now.
So no.
Oh,
Scrolling.
wow.
I can't
she
hear
said,
none of
I'm
these
working right
mofos.
now.
She said
And
she
see-
working right now. Working
And
his
he
nerve.
said, and she said, so am I. And then she's like, you're scrolling.
I can keep lowering our mics.
Yeah,
until
keep lowering our mics, but I don't know if it's
because you're
really
gonna
going to
have to
help.
blast it, and then we're loud, so it's
Yeah,
just like
because
a
this is
bad.
as loud as it goes on TikTok. I don't know what else I
Let
could
me
do
see how
there.
we sound on now. I lowered it some more.
All right, I got my system volume
Play
maxed out.
I
I
can
got the
do
play the
that.
TikTok
video.
mixed out.
You know how to make it?
We'll see. We'll see what the exchange, or we'll
Do
see
you
what.
know how to make my coffee?
I want to know what the we'll see means.
There's no exchange.
Hold up.
Looks like you're scrolling.
I
can
guess I
do
gotta
that 'cause
talk
I
while he
work.
talking so that we can see.
Could you tell? Let me see. Go ahead.
You know how to make it?
Talk
We'll
while they're
see. We'll see what the
talking.
exchange, or we'll
Talk
Do
see
you know
what.
how
while
to
they're
make my coffee?
I
talking.
want to know what the we'll see means.
There's
mean,
no
we're closer, I think.
exchange.
All
It's
right.
a yes or no. You can.
Why does she keep this going? Why does she keep this going?
I can do that because I work.
I think we're close.
You know how to make it?
We'll
Do
see.
you know how to make it? She should have left. She should have bailed out. It was not going well. Wow, this is bad.
Leave that man
We'll see
alone.
what
We
the
might be better
exchange,
off
or
being
we'll
on
see
Do you know
what.
how to
StreamYard,
make my
child.
coffee?
I want to know what the we'll see means.
There's no exchange. It's a yes or no. You can say
Oh
no.
my God.
Oh, I know.
Do you know
I
how
know. I
easy
hear
that
it all
is?
the time.
Hey, will you make me
Oh,
some
you don't
coffee?
have. We know you know how to say no. We got
Ooh.
that.
You can say
completely
no.
He
understand.
mad.
We know you know how to say no.
So
This
if
is
that's the way you feel, you can say no.
No, I just said we know you know how to say no. I don't feel anyway. You're the one that's imposing your feelings on me. I don't
You
feel
haven't
anything.
answered me.
I don't need to answer you.
behaviors.
Will you make me a coffee?
Behavior is a
Are you
language.
crazy?
My God, behavior is a language. All right. So yeah, they both being petty. They both being petty, but it feels legit. It feels legit. So there was another video.
I was gonna say this is actually how couples that hate each other argue. I don't think they put it
Yeah,
on. This is how
I've
the
s-
fight starts. This is
I've seen
literally
that
what I
before.
was talking about. Like you come in trying to have just like a casual small talk thing. It can be anything. I've not to this degree because we don't hate each other, but I've lived the experience of something random turning into a spiral.
Hmm.
If there's unspoken things or let
Yeah,
something be in the background brewing and somebody asks you for the most mundane thing, it
man,
definitely
listen.
turns into a full out back and forth. So I think this is reality.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've seen it too many times.
I've lived it.
Just,
It's like, oh yo, you want to say something now? Cause I've been waiting all day. So we gonna science this thing up and turn this random mundane task into an argument. Like that is
mhm.
definitely.
So Yella still ain't here. He was talking about wait on him. Hold up. It's been 20 minutes,
Yeah, we
bro.
finna just. He's sick anyway. He off
Right,
home
right.
from school sick.
He said go on ahead, but I'm just thinking about the original thing. Like, nah, just wait, hold up. It's been 20. I'd have been holding up for 20 minutes just up here tap dancing.
He finna be uphill. He got the
Right.
goodies.
All right, so this is what actually triggered me. All right, this video right here triggered me. Now, I did not have the benefit of seeing that video that I just played. I did not have the video of seeing that.
And he
So,
wouldn't listen
I
to a
mean,
woman either. So
no,
he
why would
also
I?
had
Because
the
you were
benefit of
wrong.
being
You were wrong.
misogynist.
You were wrong. And I'll explain to the people why you were wrong in just a moment. But let's let this dude cook, because this isn't the exact same video. The one I played is not the exact same video that he references, because that last dude didn't cuss at the lady. But there must be
Yeah,
multiple
there's
people.
another one.
There must be multiple people who have had that video. Yella is finally on set in the back, percolating.
You asked your husband to make you a cup of coffee
That
and
one
he
feels
cussed
louder.
you out?
This one feels way louder,
Yeah, this one's louder.
and it's not even all the way up.
You asked your husband, hey, can you make me a cup of coffee? He said you can make your own fucking coffee.
Make your own fucking coffee.
Blink twice if you need help. How did y'all get married if they won't even do some small things for you? That's crazy work, not gonna lie. It's crazy work, not gonna lie. You deserve someone that wants to do small things for you.
That's where I agree.
Come on now.
Right there.
Right? Now, I don't drink coffee. Never have. I don't know what good coffee tastes like. Never used the coffee machine thingy.
Never used the coffee machine thingy. He's never used the coffee
Continue.
machine thingy.
Mm-hmm.
But if my old lady asks me to make her a cup of coffee, I'm going to try my damnedest to figure it out. I'm going to ask YouTube, ask TikTok, consult the manual. I don't want to ask her how to do it because then she's still doing the labor mentally, and that kind of defeats the point. But
Put a pin
That's
there.
fair. That's fair play. Fair play.
Put a
Belief.
pin there.
Yeah.
Put a pin there. I'm going to go to outside sources. I'm not going to go to the person that asked me to do the physical labor to
About
ask them
how to
how
use
to
the
do the
Keurig. Right.
how to use the coffee thingy
Yeah.
that I obviously have never used before. And she would know that I've never used this before.
Mhm.
Or she doesn't know that I've never used this before. And for me, this is where the breakdown is. I'm going to let it play after this. But
Mhm.
it's fair to ask the person, how do you make the coffee? Because you've never used this coffee thingy. Yeah, you got to use the thingy.
Mhm.
If you've never used it before, you should be able to ask. If you can ask me to do it, I can ask you how to do it. But here, let me let him finish.
and it might be nasty the first time, but hopefully I'll get better over time because I want to do small things for my partner.
Mhm.
Just like she doesn't eat beef or pork, but she knows that I love a good cast iron seared ribeye, right? So guess what she did? Learned how to make a good cast iron seared ribeye because she wants to do, you know what I mean? Just like I don't drink whiskey for real. Never had a whiskey sour before I met my old lady, but that's her favorite drink. So guess what I did? Learned how to make a good whiskey sour. She never asked me to, just like I never asked her to make me a steak. You see, you
She learned how to
understand?
do it. Yeah.
You understand? Like,
Right. Okay. So
So yeah.
that's the video that started me and Bree's fight. That right there. Right.
Because I like what he was saying. Like a lot of the giving,
Oh.
the exchange is because mental load. Okay, so that idea of doing the mental work, that's from the idea of fair play, which is the
Ooh.
response to a lot of
There we go.
couples that exist in that frame where the domestic tasks are not being spread equally. In couples struggle with that, and the
Mhm.
idea of invisible work or mental load. So anytime you hear invisible work, mental load, just understand that comes from a school of thought called fair play, and it's to
Mhm.
help couples reframe to be able to fairly split tasks, because there's not only the doing the task, there's the mental work of doing the task and planning the task and holding
Mhm.
that in your brain. So I just wanted to say, like, when he says that, he's talking about fair play, which is
Okay.
really good and helpful for a lot of people.
Possibly. I've not
Yeah.
looked into that. I'm not
It's-
going to take
it
your word
really
for it
is. It's
because
really
you're wrong a lot. You're wrong quite
it's
a
really
bit.
good for modern couples who both work or struggle with
Yeah.
those figuring out tasks and like why a task is tiring. Sometimes it's not just doing
Yes.
the thing; it's the planning and blah blah blah.
Yes.
So yeah,
Right. Okay. So I'm with you to a point. I believe a couple, like, I would want to please my partner, and I would want my partner to want to please me. Like, I believe that's a dynamic that should exist. No argument there. Learning to do some things that please your partner that they specifically like. No problems there. But if you ask me to do something that I have never done before, and you know how to do it because you do this, it cannot be unreasonable for me to ask you how to do it. That
yeah. I don't think it was unreasonable. I just
is.
said, like, for me, I trust that you can figure out how to use a Keurig. I would say that to you. I'm not necessarily saying wouldn't
And I'm
answer.
saying,
I'd be
if
like, it's simple. It's
it's
simple enough.
simple,
It is.
I'm
It
like,
walks you
if it's
through.
so simple, you do it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't say
That's
it, and even as, but I'm just saying, if I was like, can you make me a cup of coffee? And you're like, I don't know how to do it. Can you show me how to do it? And I'd be like, it's really simple. It's like 2 buttons, and then you like press the one, and it's gonna walk you through every step. That's probably the
okay.
extent of what I would
Yeah.
say.
Now, if
Like,
you said it's just 2 buttons, I would
it's
just go do it. It's
because
just
that's
2 buttons. Okay.
it's just 2 buttons. It's gonna
Yeah.
tell you what to do. I would give you the
Right.
instructions to make my cup of
Mhm.
coffee the way I like,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't go as far as like giving you step-by-step instructions or even coming and showing you how to do it,
Okay.
because I just trust that you can figure it out.
Now, here's the thing. I remember in the Discord, you was like, if I got to handhold this little
Yeah.
nigga, they were making me a cup of coffee.
I'm not
Like,
gonna
that
handhold
energy
you.
right there. And see, that's
Yeah,
the problem.
I'm not.
Let's see,
I'm
I'm
not saying I
hand-holding
would
your cup
say
of
that
coffee.
because I'm talking about an
I
idea
know you would
now.
say that. It's an idea. I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's the
I'm not gonna
feeling.
handhold you.
That's what's yeah. So that's problematic for me, like in a relationship, because we're going to have to handhold each other towards a better understanding of how each other do things, one things like this. This is a hand holding process. This is a collaboration. So there's this, everything should start with a hand holding, until such time as you can let go of that hand and they can do it themselves. Like there are going to be things that I know y'all have this whole thing right now of competent adults who are completely independent, who know how to do everything on their own. They figure out everything on their own. At some point, if I can't come to my partner and ask them how to do something they know how to do proficiently,
Yeah.
then I don't need you. Like
And that's what I'm
that's
saying. I think you're interpreting that way, but I'm like, there's some things that, like babysitting. I've left my child in the care of people who don't have kids before.
yeah,
I that is you could take it that way,
yeah,
but for me, it's I'm confident you can figure it out. And if it's something of no consequence, if you do it
yeah.
wrong, I'm okay. I trust you enough to let you
Mm-hmm.
go through that process of figuring it out, just like I went through that process of figuring it out. Now, if it's something that's harmful to the thing, like
Mm-hmm.
let's just say you went up there and tried to figure out the Keurig and you did it wrong. At
Yeah,
worst, we losing a couple grounds of coffee. Like,
got you.
okay, like it's not a big deal. But like if you were babysitting the kid, I may not tell you everything. I'm gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
don't give the baby honey because it'll give them
Okay.
botulism. I'm gonna tell you don't let them eat hard candy because they can choke. I'm gonna tell you
Real
those
quick,
things.
is that like honey will give kids botulism?
Yes, under the age of 1. Don't expect you to know that if you don't have kids, right? So like there is a thing of like I'm going to tell you the things. I will handhold you through anything that I know will cause harm to you or harm to me or harm to the thing you're trying to do. I can't handhold you through everything, but that's because I have confidence that I'm
Mm-hmm.
giving you room
Right, right, right,
to figure it out on your
right, right,
own if it's of no consequence. Like
right.
that's why I'm
So
saying I'm not going to handhold you.
I hear you, but I'm adding context that you're not privy to because you're not in my brain. So I'm adding context to the guy that called this coffee thingy, which means he doesn't even know what it's called.
Right.
So so that's baked into what's going on through my head. The second thing is me. I'm also like heavy handed. So anything I mishandle gets broken. So like that's also playing through my head.
Yeah.
So everything I touch, and if I don't know how, if I don't know exactly how to do it, um, I've broken so many things. So I have a hard time wanting to touch things that are if I don't know exactly how to use it. Third thing is I have a history of experiencing. If you do things the wrong way, the women will punish you for it, either verbally or through like some
Right.
kind of shaming or what's wrong with you? Why don't you know how to make a cup of coffee?
Or like
It's just
actually degrade you, demean you in response to
yeah,
you not knowing how to
yes.
do it instead of
So
grace.
exactly.
Right.
So it's not, and even if I like you said, it's okay to say no. You can't say no. I'm just asking you something simple. So like there is no positive in my mind. There's no positive out here. Either I am fully competent on the first try and nothing goes wrong. Because if I break this thing, it's also a problem. You know how much I spent for this thing? So everything in my head through my experience is filtering all these negative feedback loops. So I have no win here. There's absolutely no win in the scenario that you've put forth, which is why I'm so resistant to it. But you wouldn't have known all that. But again, that's why I'm hesitant because he's like this coffee thingy. So to me, it's not just
Yeah.
a simple Keurig with two buttons because he's calling it a coffee thingy.
It's I think the
That sounds
Keurig
like
could look a
yeah,
little
that
alien to people who don't. I'm gonna let Yellow jump in, but it sounds
yeah,
like to me, him and his partner have that same space I created with my partner, where
mm-hmm,
it's okay. Like it's not a big deal, especially if I'm
yeah,
asking you to make something that I know you don't do. I expect it to be
yeah.
wrong. Like
Okay,
I expect my cream ratio to not be right because I don't use the little
But
yeah,
cups. You know.
but that's what makes you effective in what you do. Most of the time when men are presented these scenarios by their women is that we're supposed to get it perfect the first time. Like that's the whole idea asking to go make the cup of coffee. Or
weaponized
thinking that
competence.
he's supposed to do it as well as you do. Now that's what pisses me off about this whole situation is that we're looking at it as to where if my partner has knowledge of how something works, they're supposed to breadcrumb me information on how to do it right instead of showing me and teaching me how to do it right. I'm supposed to just figure it out the way they did. Well, no, because that wouldn't be expected on the other side, especially from women who be saying shit like, I need somebody who can show me stuff, who can lead me, who can guide me, who can figure it out, who can make the right decisions. But you got some information that's needed, and you want to breadcrumb me as to see how I would react under pressure. Crash out. That's how I would probably react under pressure. You would get this. You would get the same reaction that old girl got on the couch. That was a lightweight crash out.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like his response was just kind of like they don't have an equal exchange kind of relationship where she's just offloading everything. Because I think the idea, I've seen men politely say no. I've watched a few of these scenarios. I saw a man who say, he was in the middle of the game. She asked me, which was crazy. But he was like, can I get you in 30 minutes? He said, he was like, you sure you want it? Because you usually don't even drink coffee lately. And so he asked for 30 minutes. She was like, that's cool. One guy was like, I'm really tired. Like, I just can't. I'm just... And it was fine. So I feel like the point was not just if they say yes or no, it's how do they say yes or no? Because I think the idea is it exposes the resentment underneath. Like, do they feel like you're carrying your weight in a relationship? Do they feel like you would do the same for them if they were tired and wanted it? So I feel like it's exposing, from watching the videos, that's what it's exposing. Like, do they feel like you would do the same for them if they asked you to? And I think for the men who feel like they wouldn't, they're like, bitch, make it yourself. Because you would never make me a fucking cup of coffee if I asked you.
Now that makes sense. Because I didn't exactly hear it. I just kind of heard y'all reaction to him talking. And I thought that's what, but yeah, no, that's major. Then that's on her.
Yeah.
His reaction is 100% on her. You doing something wrong. If that man didn't at least be like, nah, man, I don't really feel like it. If he looked at you like, if you don't,
he said, "Are you fucking kidding?" He said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" That was his response. Because I did the dishes last night, and your ass was still sitting here when I got home. Wow, he let her have it.
Dang. Yeah. I mean, I first off, like, I want to say, I really wish people would quit coming to their partners with a phone in their hand recording them.
Like, yeah, especially if they don't know, because I think they just think their partner's on the phone, so recording them.
I don't like that, but I get it. Everybody has their different dynamics and different things. Sure, maybe they've made a rule of this. Maybe they're making a business of the TikToks and they're trying to give candor. Yeah, I don't know, but I just know as a rule, I don't like people coming to me with a phone in their hand, like recording or taking pictures without, again, letting me know what's going on. That's problem number one with these things.
Yeah, the trust.
Then the second thing is doing the the second thing is, like, why are you asking them on camera? Like, as a function of the relationship, if you really want to know the answer to this question, why are you doing this on camera? Because that's actually introducing another dynamic.
Toxic
this person
TikTok
knows
culture.
Yeah, this person now sees this phone as you're asking them to do something. So, like, the one guy said that I showed, he was like, you look like you're looking for an exchange, or you're looking to go back and forth. Well, why did you come with your phone out?
He kind of was feeling like something else going on here because she kept pushing it.
Yeah, it's shaming someone into doing something a level of coercion. Absolutely.
And would they be mad if they found out it was posted on TikTok?
Yeah.
I wonder if they even told them before they posted it, at least after the exchange.
Yeah. Like, those are the things I just do not like about this whole scenario. But even when you get to the ask, absent the camera, absent TikTok, when you get to the ask, if you're asking to find out where you stand in a relationship, that I'm going to say that's a valid want for a person. That's an invalid action. Like, that's not okay to be sitting there like Rorschach testing everybody to affirm yourself, to validate yourself. Like, that's not proper usage of another human being. Like, to make you feel better. I gotta constantly make you feel better. You keep throwing, do you love me if I'm a worm? Would you make me a cup of coffee? Would you peel my orange? Just to see that I'm going to do small things for you. That means you don't even actually want the thing done. You don't even want the task. You want me to do the task to make you feel better. Like, then you were emotionally tripping. Yeah, that's unhealthy for me.
I agree with that. I thought it was more shocking that a lot of these couples had never asked their partner to make them a cup of coffee or anything. Like, I thought
because they probably
weird.
don't ask
because they probably don't even drink coffee. Yeah, they probably don't even drink coffee.
But even still, like the idea that it was so novel that you would try it. But most of the women I've seen, they actually do drink coffee because the men are like, yeah, like, how do you want? And they have the machine. I do believe a lot of them drink it. I think what I saw was a lot of them was asking at weird times, like at night. Most people don't drink coffee at night, so they're like, one dude was like, "You traveling tomorrow? Like, you gonna be shitting everywhere?" Like, Your
Right.
stomach gonna be hurting. I'm gonna have to
But
hear about this. Like,
those are the wives that probably drink coffee. The ones that
yeah,
responded the way you're talking about, like, you're gonna be traveling tomorrow, or like, how do you like it? Like, they probably know their wives drink coffee. Like, all these women probably don't regularly drink coffee, which is why some of these dudes is like, okay, there's something going on.
yeah, that's kind of weird.
Right.
Yeah,
But I
You
still, I
you
think it's
sitting up
still
on your
weird.
phone, and seeing this TikTok trend. Like, let me go. That's not the okay.
Some of
That's
them
not the
asking to make
mind
some tea.
diddling. That's
Right.
not
yeah,
the effective mind diddlers are natural ones. They don't need to
mm-hmm.
see something
That's gremlin behavior.
on. Yeah. They don't need to see something and then go mimic that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are the ones who set the thing that you saw in motion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A real mind diddler probably just understood that if I can ask my mate for a cup of coffee and they do it
Yeah,
without issue, that means that they probably feel like we have an equal exchange. Like a
yeah,
real mind diddler would just like understand that correlation.
yeah.
But the people who just the people
Hey,
who just like you was talking about
it's
yesterday, just replicate what they see. They just saw this and then they probably don't even understand what it means.
yeah, exactly.
They
It's
probably
it's a
just
lot. Oh
running
my
the
god,
shit and don't even
it's like the
understand what it means.
it's like the five love languages. This is that thing. This is that I can't remember the word Jonathan Pajot used, but they talked about like that arrested adolescence. This is that. So mind diddle is when you try to figure out what your partner is thinking or feeling when they're unable to communicate it to you. So when you hear the term mind diddling, that's what we're talking about. But there are people who are trying to do that with improper
Bad intention
tools
or bad
and with bad
Yes,
intentions
intentions. Yeah,
bad
of just
intentions.
making a TikTok. I would file that under a bad intention.
yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
all of these people, like the fact that because the one guy on the couch, he talked about last night I had to go in here and wash the dishes even though you were home all day. Like that should have been her cup of coffee. Like that's the presence of mind. Like, oh shoot, I left dishes in here. When I woke up, they were magically cleaned and there were no dishes here. That should have been, oh, he made my cup of coffee for me. Like that
Yeah.
should have been, oh, that was my
My
gesture of
husband does
validation.
do things that I ask that are
Yes.
my responsibility if I ask him, because that's the idea. You're
Mm-hmm.
asking them to do something that is your responsibility,
Yes.
and that which is an inconvenience to them, which means you
Mm-hmm.
understand it is the inconvenience to them because it's your responsibility. So
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like she understands that either.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people miss it on social media. They don't understand the principle behind it because a lot of the validation and affirmation principles are either present in the relationship or you already know that they're not there. And that's why you're trying to test, but you already know you just won't make the decision to leave. It's like, oh God, this just drives me nuts.
Well, we've got to a good point, but let me go ahead
Yeah.
and gremlin
Let's
this
go.
thing up.
Let's do
So
it.
I understand your background now. So when I say this, I'm
Okay.
not invalidating your concerns. I'm
And you
big.
wouldn't dare. You
I
wouldn't dare.
break
You get choked out.
things. I'm big. I break things. I'm very uncomfortable when it comes to doing new things because I just
Yeah.
don't want to fuck it up. I don't want to break things. I don't want to be yelled at. And the women in your life are clearly toxic. I'm just gonna say
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
Which a lot of women are toxic. So what I
Right.
know Yella's gonna say.
Right.
So that being said, let's talk about weaponized incompetence. Um,
So,
I know, roll your neck, it's
let's
coming.
go.
I
Yeah,
can
that
smell
energy
your
was there.
nappy pussy. Okay, so
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
I was saying, like,
Yeah.
this is not the case with most people, but I did an
Hmm.
internship for Emory, and I worked under a lot of PhD like professors, and you do the grunt work. You have to go and go get my coffee, go make copy machines, and
Yeah.
office copy machines are
Yeah.
not
Complex.
copy. They are scary. It's a lot of
Yes.
spots to put papers, and you're like, I
Yes.
don't even know which one is the copy paper spot. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. They give you a lot of tasks like that,
Hmm.
and a lot of times they're never gonna tell you how to do it. Um, and when I was the grunt in doing it, I never really understood the point. But I think
Hmm.
some of it, like after I got to the point where I started mentoring nurses and like having new nurses who I had to, bring up to competence or whatever. I understand that some of those tasks are so that you build confidence in your ability to
Hmm.
figure it out, right? Because that's like necessary to being a competent nurse. So like in nursing, for example, I'm moving it out of household, but in the realm of nursing, the idea
Hmm.
of a beginner nurse to what? Yes. Why your socks off? Put them back on. Sorry. But the idea of what makes a beginner nurse versus an expert nurse is not really like hours alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's their ability to find the information that they aren't given. Like that's the difference between the expert. They know where to go to get the information. So like it's not that I know every disease and I've worked with every disease or I've worked with every
Right.
emergency. Is that if one comes my way, I know where to go to get the information to be able to do it or figure it
Right.
out as much as I can. And so I think some of that is that like when we start talking about weaponizing competence, which is people who maybe don't like the feeling of not knowing how to do something and they don't trust themselves not to fuck it up to the point of no return.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes them doing the thing and maybe making a mistake or figuring it out on their own is to help them build confidence
Yeah.
in themselves to figure it out. And now while I know
Mm-hmm.
home is not the work environment, I know
Thank
that
you.
I do think there is something to be said. Like I saw that with King and stuff. Like a lot of men are uncomfortable with babies and like newborns and stuff because
Right.
you know they're so small and fragile and I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
I King loves babies, so he was never that way. He'd be like, "Give me the
Thank you.
baby. I love it.
Right.
I just want to squeeze it." Like he just loves babies. But I think there is something to be said into feeling that out. And sometimes when you avoid it because you don't like how it feels or you're so scared, the gap just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger to where this other person who just had no choice but to exist in that space and feel it out can feel, like when you come after so many years of just avoiding, they're like, I had to figure it out. And maybe that's not fair. Like Yella said, you're breadcrumbing information you have. But I think sometimes it's just like, you can figure it out because I trust that you actually can figure it out, just like I figured it out.
Okay.
And
So
maybe you figure out a way that's better. Like if you replicate my way,
Oh, now
right?
that's a
And that's
stretch.
me.
right.
That's me. I'm not
Right.
saying I
That's a
already
stretch.
put my things down.
Yeah.
But that is true though. Like sometimes when I've given him room to do the thing and not you don't have to do it my way, he's actually figured out a more effective system or like
Mm-hmm.
found an issue in how I'm doing it or
Mm-hmm.
he might have actually went and looked at the instructions because y'all know I ain't reading
Right.
no fucking instructions. And
Right.
then he'd be like, you supposed to use this for that. And I'm like, oh shit, wow,
Right.
I could do that now. Now that's just me in my household, but I'm just
Got you.
saying. So there is something to be said to that. And I know a lot of
Okay.
the people who are dealing with the weaponized incompetence are also a maker of their own dynamics. So
Right.
I do understand it, but I'm just, you know,
Got
she
you. You
said
want to
I'm
go first,
freezing.
bro?
I
You
see
want to go
arrowheads.
first?
I mean, because if you weaponize an incompetence, that is wrong. Like if you just acting like you don't know what you're doing because you don't want to do it,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. I'm with that. Now, for me to disagree,
Right.
I've agreed. I agreed a little
Right.
bit.
You agree a
Now
little
let's
bit.
disagree. Now let's disagree. Um, it's tough as a man to hear that there. It's tough as a man to hear that I will be using weaponized incompetence, and also hear that the competence that I do have isn't good enough because you still know better.
Right.
Because while I understand what you're saying, like, oh, maybe you find a better way.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I
Yeah,
said
I
that's me.
found. You know
I
what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get you. Right, I get you. We
Mm-hmm.
all coming from our own individual kind of stances. I get this, right? Because this is
Yeah.
my experience as a man living, you know what I'm saying, experiencing a woman and building like that house. Like I said, it wasn't marriage. I'll never claim that. But having the experience of doing that for 8 years and learn some shit.
Yeah.
There's no level of competence I have
Mama
that
signed
will
out.
correct her, that can correct her. You know what I'm saying? So even if I do learn it and find another way, that's gonna be a problem. But like you said, the office example made a lot of sense. The home example can make sense because if it's something like the kids, you do want to kind of give the other parent, even if it's something with the mom, you kind of want to give them the opportunity to grow within that role for themselves,
Right.
right?
That's
But
better
I
for you
think
in the long run too. I'll say.
right, right. But I'm how can I put this? If the man's supposed to be like the man of the relationship, or if we're looking at it like in a traditional sense, then feed him all the information and watch him excel as well as you do from the beginning. Because hopefully you would have a man that if he was given all the information up front, he would be able to exactly replicate what you asking for. Even if it ain't right, even if it ain't 100% how you do it would be
Yep.
closer to being as efficient from the beginning than him failing from the start.
Right.
Because at this point, whatever it is, and maybe it's something a little more, maybe it's something a little more important. At this point in the game, you've mastered that. We don't really have the room to play around and see if I'm gonna figure this out the way you have, and then find my own loopholes in it.
No,
You
if
do it
it's a
like
mastery
because
thing.
right. That's what I'm saying. Because you know what to do. You've been doing it. You've got the skill
Right.
to do it. You got the understanding to do it. You've even learned some of the fixes for it, I guess. Right?
Yeah,
You've
if
learned
it's my
right.
responsibility, it stands to reason that because it's my responsibility, like I've probably mastered it to some degree. So I'm not disagreeing with you there. I also think that men sometimes feel like they're starting from zero when they're not. Like because of the invisible work that goes with constantly being responsible for something and doing it all the time. There's a lot of invisible things that a lot of times when you're asked to do a favor or step in and do this thing, you're not even having to consider all of that. So a lot of time it's like 60 or 70% of it's done. The part that you have to do, it's like, yeah, I could give you explicit instructions, but you're not starting from zero. It's kind of like coming into a structure that's already set up or something the margin of error is nowhere near the same as when I was just starting this bitch from scratch and really just filling it out. So there's a lot of room in that structure for you to fuck up or not.
But I would say there are situations like the coffee machine. Like you said, he calling it a coffee machine thingy.
Coffee thingy, yeah.
So he in some situations they are starting from zero.
Yeah, that's a
They're
context
starting
clue.
from the you know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
starting from the have no clue how this works or how this
Yeah,
is done.
it's chaos, right?
Right.
Chaos, confusion,
So
mastery. Right.
right. I think I think that becomes an issue that's when that level of teaching and openness and leadership is expected from him.
Lonzo.
Yeah, I
When
don't.
he's supposed
Yeah,
to
that's not.
be when he has something that I ain't trying to be like that, Bree, but the amount of context that you was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about needing
Right.
For
All them
what?
when it come
questions.
down to certain all them questions and
Mm-hmm.
context, and y'all got to be
Yeah,
known and reassured and all this other shit, blah blah blah, and for you to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna give you these two hints on how to do it, and then
it's
you
not a
got to
hint.
figure it out yourself. I mean, no, I'm saying, but if even okay, even if you say it properly, somebody can give me an instruction, and if it's in a complete language that I don't even understand, it
Well, yeah,
sounds like gibberish.
if it's a jargon, that's why I was like, okay, with the coffee machine,
Right,
let's keep it simple. Because if it was something that complicated, I'd give you instruction. Like if it's a Keurig, I'm like, it's two buttons on the top. They're both labeled.
right,
Right. They're both labeled. It's two buttons on the top. You only can press one button with a Keurig. Now, if I told you
yeah,
to go French press me some fucking coffee,
yeah,
like yeah,
yeah. That might be something different.
I'm gonna be more explicit with French pressing a coffee,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
So there's also a level of trusting me as the person who mastered this thing to be able to better assess at your level of where you are. I know you can figure this out. If I'm asking you to go French press me some shit, I'm not gonna be like, just figure it out, because that's very complicated. Like you gotta boil the water, you have to add a specific amount, you have to
Oh
let it
no, you
steep
getting
for a
your ass
while.
up and we going
Is
in the
that so? That's
kitchen.
what I'm
You
saying. Like,
walking me through
I
this shit.
understand if I'm asking you to French press me some coffee, I'm gonna give you more instructions on it. I'm not gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna give you instructions on it, or I'll just do it myself because it's very hard to French press coffee, right? So I'm probably not even gonna ask you to French press me no fucking coffee because it's a 30-minute process because you gotta
Mm-hmm.
boil the fucking water first.
Mm-hmm.
But a Keurig, I'm confident that me saying there's two buttons, press it, it literally is gonna pop up and do this, put water in, which
Yeah.
size cup you want. I'm gonna tell you what size I want because I know you're
Yeah.
gonna ask that.
Yeah.
Do the biggest one.
Yeah.
Press the button. You can't. It's pretty much foolproof. Like it's
Yeah.
foolproof.
Now,
So
real talk. If you get the Keurig, that's basically like the fucking machines at the gas station or
Yeah.
yeah,
at McDonald's and shit, where you putting your own drinks in and shit. Motherfuckers know how to work that shit. But
Shit.
let's let it fall somewhere in the middle. Those regular coffee machines with just the filter and the grounds you put in,
that's them
Yeah.
office
Right.
office
that
coffee machines. They do not tell you
that's
shit.
not easy. That's
It's
not
not.
easy to use.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
That's
not.
not easy to use at all. Especially if you want your coffee a certain level of strong, a
Right.
certain level of
Right.
weak. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand how to use that too.
Yeah, so trust. I
So
just feel like there's a lack of trust that the person who you feel like is a master of it. No, like if I'm telling you, you can figure. I think anybody can figure out a Keurig. I send my kids to make me Keurig coffee. Like that's how
hmm
foolproof I know it is as a person who
Right. Right.
made
Right.
coffee.
hmm
So it's not like I don't know. I just feel like sometimes there's no trust that the person you're saying is the master can assess your ability to even as a
Okay.
novice to figure it out.
Okay. So here's the thing, Brie. You're also the same person that will ask somebody, "Would you love me as a worm?"
Yeah,
to see if, like, so you can't have both ways.
yeah,
Either you're trustworthy enough to know what my capabilities are, or you're not trustworthy enough where you have to test me. So
yeah.
you can't be competent in one zone to know what my state is, and then incompetent to know what my state is, where you got to test it routinely with these hypotheticals. So again, you can't have it both ways. So either one, you're lying, or you're incompetent too. Like
Because
you can't have it both.
an emotional awareness of your state, I can completely not know that. I can completely not know your emotional state and what you're thinking inside your head, which is something I
Yeah,
cannot know. But
and you also cannot know
I
exactly
can
how
know,
much.
I can know that a 6-year-old can figure out how to use a Keurig through experience of telling a 6-year-old to go make my coffee and giving them the same set of instructions that I said I would give you, which is there's 2 buttons, press that one, pick the biggest one, and make the coffee. So I'm
Okay, with
saying,
all that instruction, yeah, with
and
that
I've always
caveat,
said
yes,
I would give you
with
that.
that again, with that caveat, with your caveat, Bree's caveat, yes, but this is not Bree's.
Oh, because you said you said it like direct to
This
me.
is the
So
real. This is the real you, because I said you also.
but I didn't know you meant women.
you people.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't know what the you meant. That's
you
second person.
you people. That's what he meant. You people.
Yes.
Yeah, you people. I didn't understand it till you now.
Tyrannical, evil,
Women folk.
maniacal
Yeah, thank you.
lady peoples.
Women folk cannot lay claim to. It's so simple. If it was more complicated, I would give you more complicated instruction. You have to trust me to know what you're capable of. That's parked on one side. Then on the other side, you don't know what I'm capable of. So you have to test me chronically to figure out what I'm capable of.
Emotionally.
It's not just emotionally, because y'all also test
You
dudes
gotta
like
ask
their
me to go
competence out too.
You gotta ask me to go make the cup of coffee.
Yeah, it doesn't stop with just that. So like we're couching this in reality. That's not the way this works. So either
Okay.
either you're competent to know my competence, or you're not, and you have to test it. Like shit testing emotionally.
Yeah,
You
I
might
mean
have to.
it's
Can you fix this? Can you pay this?
based on
Are you
y'all
competent to pay this
saying,
bill? Can you pay my rent? Y'all test us in all these women folk, not you, Brie.
no, I'm
Women
just
folk.
saying that you
So,
saying that the person is a master of it, so they should be able to tell you. I'm saying master because that is the men's own projection of their competence level. I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying like he was saying, well, you do it all the time. So you know how to do it back and forth. Your way is probably the best way to do it. So that's why I was saying master. Like
yeah.
you're projecting on that person that they are at this level where they should be able to give you every single step. Because why shouldn't they? Because they already know how to do it to the most
So
efficient level.
what is that in rebut to? Like, what is that even talking? What are you talking about right
No,
now?
I'm just saying because you said, well, you can't be the master of this and then like incompetent. I don't believe that.
Not the master of the coffee. That's not what we were talking about. You can't know my competence level to know what you can and cannot ask me. So that's not forget the coffee machine. I'm not talking about that right now. We're talking about the mastery of the man. You can't claim competence of knowing what I am and am. If I need to give you more instruction, I'll give you more instruction because I know
Yeah.
exactly how competent you are and how much instruction you need. That's mastery of the man. Then you say, well, no, I might have to test you. I might have to figure out I might have to mind diddle you. That's non-mastery. That's
Okay.
confusion.
I
So you
understand why
can't be
you're
master
confused.
and confused. So that part, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, because I'm saying mastery over the task, not over the man. What I'm saying is the man does not matter because it's the complication of the task. That's why I did it in the workplace first because my
Right,
boss doesn't consider my emotional state. They don't really even know me. I'm an
right,
intern. That's why I
right.
use that because a lot of
I
times
got
they're
you.
going to give you a task because they know that the average person of this level is able to figure out how to complete this task without me giving
Right,
instruction. I was only
because you
speaking from the level of I know because of my mastery of the task, not the
got you.
mastery of the person.
Right.
Yeah, but
Now
that
the
wasn't my
function of
point.
I know that wasn't your point.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but you keep
You
arguing
moved it
your point
into the
against my point.
emotional, you moved it into the emotional realm, is why I restated that.
But I
You
also
moved it
clarified
into
that
the
it's not just
mental
the
and
emotional realm.
emotional realm.
I also clarified that it wasn't just the emotional realm. Now, if you can't address that, that's cool. But I just want to, we can move on from it.
I mean, I don't know how to, I wouldn't even have this argument if we were talking about mastery over someone's emotional state or mental place.
Yeah, again, I've said that like 3 times.
Because I would
I've
need an example of a task you're talking about that fits what you're saying. If you bring it
um,
down to like an actual playing it out, that would be useful.
how about making a cup of coffee?
Okay.
There's your example.
So explain to me why what I don't understand about you would make me saying that I know the average person can figure out how to use a Keurig.
What? Okay. I feel like you keep shifting it further and
No,
somewhere
I'm
else.
trying to figure out where you shifted it to because I've always been there. So I'm trying to figure out what you're
I'll
saying.
explain this one more time, and I'll drop it because there's something getting lost in confusion, and there was
Yeah.
other points I wanted to make. So, a woman, general woman, cannot claim mastery over the man's ability to complete tasks, emotional, mental, or physical, and then need to test said knowledge of competence over mental, emotional, and physical.
Okay.
Is that understood?
Yeah.
You can't claim both. You can't
Yeah.
know
And I don't feel like I'm claiming both, but
and
okay.
test. Yeah, I didn't say you were claiming both. I
Yeah, that's
clearly
what I'm
said
saying.
when
I
I
don't
moved away
that's
from
why I'm
Brie.
like trying
I
to
moved away from Brie.
understand.
Yeah, I moved away from Brie. So I wasn't talking about Brie.
Yeah, that's why I'm like lost.
So you don't know what women are?
I don't know
You don't know what
where
women are.
in the example of what we were seeing where they're like I don't think the woman who is asking the TikTok thinks she knows her husband because she's asking. So that's
Did
what
I
I'm saying.
say the
Like,
woman in the
no,
TikTok
I'm
knows her
explaining to you
husband?
why I'm confused. You're asking me why I'm confused.
Right. You're
So I'm
confused about
saying,
something that wasn't in my point. So you're confused. You're adding something from outside my
because you're
point
saying like a
to
woman can't
confuse
claim
yourself.
mastery
To
over
confuse yourself.
the ability of the man to complete the task physically or his emotional ability or his mental capacity. She can't claim mastery over that. And
And then
then
also
also
need to
ask him
test it.
hypotheticals to understand his competency or shit test him. That's what you
Because
said.
she should already, if she knows it,
She would
then she
already
knows
know
it.
that. Yeah.
Right. That's all. That was it.
So
That was
I don't disagree, but you said that in response to something I said. So I think that's why I was confused.
well, you would put it in the place of it was something that needed to be done, and I'm saying no, it doesn't need to be done if you also know what his state is. If you can't claim to know exactly how much coaching he needs to make a cup of coffee, and say I need to test him on certain modules to know how much, like whatever it is. It's like that's the thing. There's a principle. There's an underlying principle behind these things. Like you talked about with the Rorschach testing of this. There's a
Right.
principle that women are trying to get to. So there's the surface level behavior that we're looking at. But underlying that is some principle that we're trying to get to. I'm trying to get to the principles. The principle is if you know your partner so completely that you can delegate tasks and you know their level of proficiency, you know how emotionally overwhelmed they'll get when you ask them the task, you have the command of all these things, You cannot, in principle, know all this and then in principle be so inept that you need to test them chronically and constantly or consistently or
Yeah.
every now and then intermittently with these Rorschach tests to determine these things that you over here already know.
And
That's what
yeah,
I'm
I don't
saying.
disagree with that, but I
Yeah,
don't feel like it was just because you said it in response to something I said, but I was like, I don't feel like those two women are the same. So I don't, it was just simply because it was in response to what I said. It was stated as pushback. Maybe it wasn't. So that's why I got confused.
yeah. We don't need to get hung up there, but it's cool. I mean, because it was pushback, but it's cool. I don't want to hang up
Yeah,
on
that's
there.
why I was
But
like, I'm not. That's why I got messed up because
yeah,
I'm like, I don't think I don't believe those two women are the same.
they're not the same. That's why
So
I was trying to
yeah,
give a
so
visual
I agree with
representation of
you. So I
separation.
agree with you, right? So I agree with you. But
Okay.
that's why I'm like confused about. I don't know what I actually don't know what I said to garner the pushback of that.
It
So that's
it's
I don't
okay.
remember at this point.
Yeah,
So it's fine.
it's all good. But um, to the principle that a person should like, a man should trust. The man should trust the woman to know how, if I'm giving you a task, it's within your zone of competence. Do you remember making that point?
If he feels like she is the master of that task, like if
Okay.
he, because Yellow was saying like you do it all the time,
Okay.
so you know the best way to do it. So if you give me all the
Okay.
instructions, I can go from there. So that's
Okay.
him in his own mind, kind of seeing her as that.
Okay. So if the woman is the master of a specific domain, he can he should trust her to be able to know exactly what his capabilities are.
Not know what his capabilities are because I don't know if you haven't done it. I don't know what your capabilities are. But I'm
So what?
saying if like I have, that's why I moved it into the job place, like
Let's not
experience.
move it there. No, let's not move it
Right.
there. Because
Okay. Well, let's
I
just
have a
say,
whole other issue with the job thing. Let's keep
okay.
it with the coffee example. So that way, there's
Okay.
no more getting
Well,
lost.
because of me always making it and me asking other people, my
Mm-hmm.
experience with it, which is more like you don't even know it's called a Keurig, so you have none.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Right.
I've maybe asked other people to do this thing for me who are like who also have the same level of you. And I
Mm-hmm.
figured out the amount of, I already know the questions they're gonna ask
Right.
me.
Right.
So it's not that I know your competence. I can't know that if you haven't done it.
So
It's a
then, what am I
potential.
trusting? So then, what am I trusting?
If I
I'm
if
trying to
I
get to
ask
your
you to
principle.
make, if we have a Keurig and I say, can you make me a coffee? And you say,
Mm-hmm.
okay, how? And I say, there's 2 buttons. You'll know which one to press. Make the biggest one. That's the instructions you need.
Okay.
That's
Now
that's
again,
it.
now that's what I call the breed caveat, because you added that caveat here on the screen. Earlier, you were like, I'm not going to handhold
Yeah,
a
because
nigga through
hand.
making a cup of
Okay,
coffee.
so let me tell you what hand holding would look
So
like.
that
Because
those instructions that you gave were not
that's
handholding.
not hand holding.
Okay. All right.
That's
Okay. Cool.
reasonable instructions to what I
Okay.
know your competency is, which is nothing. That's not hand holding.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right.
Hand holding would be, can you come up there and show me how to do it? That
Okay.
would literally be hand holding
Got you.
and me going through every
Got you.
step of showing you how to do it,
I can accept that.
which I would say, well, I'll do it myself. Or maybe you just don't want to make
Yeah.
it. So you like making this like, oh, you have to come with me now to do it, which is what I believe is weaponizing competence. I don't believe
Got you.
weaponizing competence is you not having competence in some shit you don't do. That's
Got you.
not
Okay.
weaponizing competence.
I'm with
Like, because that's stupid. If
you.
you are incompetent, your incompetence in itself is not weaponized. That's not a weapon.
Yeah.
So no, hand holding would literally, well, maybe, yeah, hand holding is like the idea that I'm coming with you to show you step by step how to do the task. And
Okay.
with something like a Keurig, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And that's why I was kind of like,
And check your messenger.
yeah,
What the phone, Jason?
Oh, he sent you. Oh, mhm.
that's more than likely, I don't know how to say it. It's like, if we talking about the coffee thing, most people don't have Keurigs in their house. That's why I was like, most people don't have a French press either. So
I was
it's
gonna
not
say
going to be a 30-minute process.
most chronic coffee
So,
drinkers have a Keurig, a single cup Keurig. In
I mean,
2020.
this is, yeah, but I mean, I drink coffee every day and I don't.
Oh, they like $30. So
Yeah, you can get one for 20
Yeah.
at Walmart, but it's
yeah,
not
they
pure.
cheap
I
It's
mean,
now.
but I
software.
can, but I can,
Yeah,
but I
but
can
I get
make
you. A lot
a
of people don't
really
have it.
good. Right. A lot of people don't have it.
Yeah,
Right. Some people
they
don't.
want the good stuff. They want
Right.
no
Some people
pods.
want. Right. Some people want different grounds. They got different shit they gotta
Now, if
make.
you
Some
have like a
people.
legit espresso machine, I'm
But
not
no,
gonna
that's
ask you
why.
to go make that.
But that's why. But that's why I use the normal little
Mr. Coffee,
uh Mr. Coffee, Honeywell
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
filter.
yeah,
But okay,
the classic.
so you might need to walk him through that the first time.
That's why I said if it's more complicated, as the person who I know how to use them all. I've been a barista. I can use an espresso machine. Like I
Right.
said, if I asked, I would never ask him to French press my coffee. I understand the Mr. Coffee ones are hard because you got to know how much coffee to get the strength based
Mm-hmm.
on how much water it's gonna make. Can you put the water? So if I told him to use a Mr. Coffee, and he said, "Nah, you're gonna have to come show me how to do that." That's reasonable because I know how hard it is to use a Mr. Coffee intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's the ultimate thing behind what we was all talking about. Because now we getting to a point to where we can understand. Right. Like there's the middle part to where okay, you gotta understand that he might not be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that there's no level of unreasonable request. So if he don't know how to do it and he legit saying he don't know how to do it, you
Yeah.
can't you also can't assume his level of willingness, his level of want to participate based on the fact that him telling you that I don't feel comfortable doing it or I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. If he say
That's
no, I don't know how to do it, so I don't want to do it. I
so I
mean,
get what you saying, right? I get what you're saying, and I get the concept of weaponized incompetence. I do. It's just that it be just getting spread across any request that a
no,
man
that's
says that he
unreasonable.
can't do. Right. And plus you said something that I want to say it before I lose it. It doubled back. It doubled back on me. You said that and I know we went back to the coffee. And you said that it's this kind of thing where there's no emotional quotient to it. The problem is
Oh, you
that
talking about the
possible.
task?
Right. The possible failure of this task does
Right.
hold emotional. Like this is a what's the this is a what's the shit from Spider Man? It's a
That's
canon event.
Uh,
It's a canon
that's
and
event.
yeah,
Canada,
that's
man.
what they be like. It's a canon event. That's the whole thing. It's a canon event. You gotta let it happen.
Yeah, it's a canon event.
Yeah.
So the results are what they are. The results of your next moves are going to be what they're going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
And that's gonna
understand
make
that
or break.
foreboding
Yeah,
fear of failure is what we would boil it down to. I think at its simplest term, fear of failure
Mm-hmm.
it can come from a lot of places. But I do think it's important. I think there's a push pull, and I think sometimes people can need to be pushed past their fear of failure. If you
Yeah.
fail at making my coffee, like yeah, I know y'all saying some women will punish you for it and belittle
A
you and
lot.
berate you,
A
but
lot.
realistically, the healthy thing would be yeah, I know you scared of fucking it up. That's why you
Yeah.
asking me all these questions. I know you scared of fucking it up. Like I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but you got it. Like do this, do that. You got it. Now if he go up there and look at it and try and be like, what? Okay, now this little liver thing. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Like how do you open the shit? Like okay, now I'm probably like, okay. Let me come up there and I'm probably don't worry about it. I got it. Or I'll just come up there and
Yeah.
show him how to do it. So next time. So it's like I'm not saying
right.
that you can't be incompetent or have fear. It's just like give yourself
Now,
a chance to really do it and then, see what you're really capable of for yourself. Cause I do feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people just avoid and they never know what they're capable of.
I
I
I'm
can agree.
I'm with that 100% when it comes to tasks in the house.
Task,
The
yeah.
the unfortunate part is that same logic is put on the man when it becomes decisions bound to the family. like
Yeah.
starting a business, stocks, moving forward, growth,
Mhm.
ambition, all this other shit. Those things, those
Let's
type
go.
of expectations, because it
Intangibles.
balloons, right, because it balloons from just, oh, well, you make me coffee, do you love me as if I was as a worm, to where
Yeah.
when we down bad because some shit, yeah, I know. I get it. I only did it because bro did
No, I just be laughing every time we say it because I know his skin crawl every time. She love me if I'm
Yeah.
worm.
it.
He just like shudders inside because
And
he just misses
it's
so
and
much.
this will be real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt, Yella, but like
No, you good, bro. I got you.
it's not even that question. It's the way it gets used, like this TikTok. That's what I hate.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
TikTok
yeah,
is a
yeah.
weapon. I think that's a weapon.
Right.
That's
Hmm.
not good. That's bad intent. I can agree with that.
That same wanting to see how I'm wanting to see how I would react or how I
Hmm.
would respond in a situation where you could possibly help, shift to shit like the bills falling off or the
Hmm.
family, like when shit like that happen and you like, well, I'm gonna sit back and let you handle it, or what? Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Figure it
that was
out.
part
You a
of the
man.
stat. That was part of the stat the other day. That's part of the stat the other day. Why the chicks ain't getting married, because they making all the money apparently, and the men ain't. So they ain't finding no quality men to marry. Well, if you got the money and you can fund a marriage, why are you not finding a husband?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to take them level of steps, because you don't want nobody to come trying to test you to see whether you gonna stick around. Because guess what? We know you ain't, bitch. That's why. We know you ain't. That's why we don't come up and be like, would you love me if I was a half peeled tangerine? We don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah.
I'll diddle in other ways. I mind diddle in other ways. You
Y'all
know what I'm
diddle,
saying?
diddle for real. Y'all diddle,
Right,
diddle.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Y'all
mind
Yeah.
don't
diddle in
need
other
to.
ways.
That's not
But
how
I
y'all
don't
get
need to
y'all
love
rocks
you.
off.
That's
I don't
true.
need you to. I don't need you to love me if I was a half peeled tangerine. I need you to
Yeah.
love me if I was a half employed nigga sitting on the motherfucking steps trying to figure
Okay,
out
then
life.
that could be a realistic question for the bit. Would you love me if my
Right,
dick didn't work? If I couldn't go to work? That's what y'all want to know. Real
right,
life stuff. But it's
right.
because of the
We
needs
might
are
be
different. But
good.
honestly, it's
We
because the
might be
needs are
good.
different. It's because the needs
Right.
are different.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
We want to
Okay.
know that in the land of make believe, you would still love us or you would find us.
But see, it's
Yeah.
a lot of room. It's a lot of room for y'all to say no and
Hmm.
not get the same. It's a lot of room for y'all to say no and not get the same reaction that y'all would give us if we
Hmm.
said no.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, well,
But we
women are
say no.
not
It's
being
TikToks being
told no.
made,
Oh
and
my god! Oh my god!
leave him, girl. Leave him.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't
He
tell
don't
them
love
You
no.
you.
deserve, like the dude saying, "Ooh, like the dude said in the video, talking about you deserve somebody who gonna do the little things." You don't know what the fuck she put that nigga through. Telling me what
Don't.
she deserved. She might deserve to get the couch flipped over on her. She just getting by.
Well, I think people get
He
what they deserve. That's what I believe,
Yeah.
truly. So I believe that woman who husband started
Oh,
rambling off
my
all the
headphones
stuff he
about cut out.
did.
Be right back.
I think she getting what she deserved in some way. She may not believe that, but if you've been
right. That's
married to
a
somebody and that's their response to you wanting a cup of coffee, then there's y'all. That's a dynamic y'all have both built up brick by brick.
that's the
Did
only
his
thing
link
people
not work? Oh,
deserve.
he said he couldn't get past the screen. But yeah,
That's the only thing. That's the only thing people deserve is what
what you
they're
yield,
currently getting. What you're currently getting. Right.
what you
That's the
yield
only
from
thing
the
people.
seeds you planted in your
For
own
real.
life is the only thing you
For
deserve. The
real.
yield
Yep.
of your planting.
Hmm.
So I do agree there. I don't think you deserve nothing but what you put into the ground.
Mm.
Now it's nice. It's courteous. That would be helpful in a relationship for you to be able to just learn your partner's idiosyncrasies. If you would be able to just learn how your partner like the pizza cut at the house. If you would learn how your partner like his steak made a little bit. If you just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just once or twice. If I could just come in the kitchen and be like, nah, man, look, let me show you. And do the little cute thing where I reach around on your hand and flip that over. Nope. You get mad because I'm trying to fucking tell you what to do. No, I'm
God.
trying. I'm just trying to tell you. Remember, I said I'm an ingredient person.
I know you said drink that point 0.9 ounces off,
Yep.
Man, look, man, come
which is
on,
still
man.
annoying.
But why are you giving me something watered down? The flavor, it tastes
Listen,
better at
in
16
real life,
ounces.
I would roast you every time. I poured that little 9.9 ounces off.
I'm
Because
telling you,
eventually I wouldn't want to hear your mouth. I'm not finna hear his mouth. He gonna come ask me. He gonna know too.
I wish I
He
had one
gonna
of them
look. He gonna
fucking
be like, I know you
packages.
ain't drink off that little 0.9 ounces because it's supposed to be down here and it's right here.
You didn't because I don't even have the
He gonna
bottle
know. I
because it's still
already
at
know.
the top.
I already
Because the
know.
water's still at the top. You ain't even have to drink it off. Just dab it off the
I
side.
know. I know.
That's literally an extra step. But
I
that's the point. But that's the point. That's what make or break the coffee. Because why am I
yeah.
going to make you a coffee if I'm not finna bring
Like you
you
can't pour my point
a
0.9 out.
banging ass coffee? Yeah, I'm finna bring you a banging ass
Mm-hmm.
coffee. So tell me exactly what to do and watch me bring you this banging ass coffee.
This is what most
Because
women
my thing is
experience.
this.
I agree.
Well,
Because
no,
my
no,
thing is
right
this.
there.
Men too.
Because my
Y'all
thing
be
is
a
this.
bit.
You would give the barista at Starbucks more
Whatever.
instruction on how to make your coffee than me. You would tell them exactly how to make your coffee.
Man. Yeah, because I'm gonna come home and ask you for a caramel macchiato, triple shot espresso with the foam at the bottom, not at the top, with a drizzle of caramel. They're a
Yeah.
barista. It sounds like more
I
instructions
mean,
because it
that's
requires more
kind of
instructions.
the level of
That's what
that's the
I'm not gonna
that
come ask you for.
that
If somebody
overall
asks you for that,
when
slap them.
but see when I applied that to the general idea how that's used in other places, that's what it becomes.
Yeah,
We're just supposed to automatically have known how to be a barista because we're a man. We should figure out
Mm-hmm.
barista in a week.
I mean, if that's what they really believe, that's ignorant.
Right.
I
But a lot of
mean,
people like,
That you
I wish
wouldn't
I
just be
remember.
competent. I have to tell Shy that she has a crippling fear of failure that paralyzes her from even trying things on her own merit and effort. And I constantly have to tell her, like, bruh, like my brother may ask her to do something, or I'll ask her to do something, because she'll say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Okay, go do the thing. She don't do it. Oh, I got scared. I'm gonna mess up. I might not do it. You gonna do it wrong, bruh. You're gonna do it wrong. Like the tasks we're giving you, like we're not giving you life and death tasks or things that's gonna make or break us, right? Like in this particular example, but it's like a lot of times. So I get it. Like a lot of times, it's just like the fear of failure is crippling more than like because we'll tell her like we believe in you, like I believe in you, but like I also even within that me believing in you, I know you gonna fuck something up because you have no
Mm-hmm.
idea what you're doing. So like me and King talked about it, and I was if I told him to go make my coffee right now, I don't use the little individual creamer cups. I use the big bottle. So like if I told him to make my coffee and I was like, I just put a splash of creamer in there, like I know he gonna fuck it up. Cause it's just like a feel thing. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
like he gonna do it, and it's either gonna be too little, or it's probably gonna be too much, or he might just get lucky and it's just right. But like I'll come in and probably like, oh, it's a little sweet. He gonna want to know. He'd be like how it tastes, and I'll be like, oh, it's probably a little more creamy than I use or whatever. And then if he do it next time, he'll try to do a little bit less. So I don't know. I just feel like I understand what y'all are saying. A lot of people are irritated, resentful, bitter, hate their partners. I get it. So a lot of what y'all are talking about is just side effects of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But um, you know, I'm just giving a perspective of like what I think cooperation should look like. Like I'm expecting him to fuck it up, and I'm probably gonna
Mm-hmm.
drink it anyway.
Okay. No, I'm with that. Like, 'cause there's a lot of context we didn't get because we don't have the benefit of asking these people questions like you like to ask King. So we don't get to ask context, like to know like where's she going to work, what was he doing at the time when she asked, why is she asking him in the first place? Is it because of her she has lack of time, she's frustrated already, maybe her days are. So we don't have any context to know this decision making process on why she's asking him to make the coffee, knowing he calls it a coffee thing. So with that in mind, we've all kind of got to bake in our own
Yeah,
background
that's
for
that's the love, the beauty of it. You get to bake in, you get insight into
it.
not only their experience but your own experience of people through what you project into the hypothetical. Kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I think, gives you information on the reality that person has experienced, and I think that's why it's a beautiful dynamite.
Yeah, it was cute to see that couple on the couch because you got to see he really was not having it.
He
He's
hate
sick
her
of her.
ass.
He is sick of her. But I wanted to say there was so many points I wanted to address, man. So I'm gonna try to remember. Um, it's probably gonna be off because I can't remember. But you said that if I'm trying to phrase this right, so Correct me and correct me shortly. Like correct me briefly so I can get to the point. Because we end up going off. So you said if the woman is the master of a domain or task and asks the guy to do the task that she's the master of, he should then trust her mastery to know that he's competent or can figure out the task. Is that a reasonable enough summation?
Yeah. Did she give you some instructions? It's probably
Okay.
what you need to complete it, at least at the
Okay.
base level.
All right. So, what about if she doesn't give instructions? What if she just says it's a coffee machine? Just figure it out. What then? Is that okay?
I feel like that would be a condescending tone if somebody said it. I think it's true. Like it's
Okay.
coffee machine, figure it out. But if you
Okay.
say that to somebody, like that's a condescending tone. So if they're already like skittish about it or whatever, then they probably gonna just like push back now. They're just gonna not do it because you just said it to them
Okay.
in a condescending way.
All right. Another thing I wanted to ask because you had brought up the work thing. I had a whole particular issue with the work
Oh,
thing
with the
because
copy
obviously,
machine.
yeah, the copy machine. Because I've worked a lot of office jobs. I'm an office worker. I'm a fat cat. I don't be out there breaking my back. I don't be up there getting my hands dirty. I don't build up calluses except on my fingertips from typing or my wrist from carpal
Or them
tunnel.
fucking phones.
Exactly the phone, answering the phones. Corporate accounts Nina speaking. Just a moment.
All them
Corporate
fucking
accounts Nina speaking.
buttons.
Just a moment. Yeah, so I've been on the switchboard. I've been on the switchboard. I loved the switchboard. But anyway, I got shown how to work every piece of office equipment.
Right.
They show you how to work the office equipment. Now, maybe in nursing, they want to see how adept you are at finding information. But
Yeah.
in most places, people show you your first time. They show you how to work a piece of equipment, or you shadow somebody.
Yeah,
That's
somebody whose other job it was in that same
to do
position
this thing,
would
right?
have
So you
shown you.
typically get to see it happen. They don't just even instruct you; they let you see it be done before you actually do it yourself. So like that
Right.
was one of the problems I had with the thing. But in the house, separately from that dynamic, there's the fact that in the home, why can I not get more grace than I would have at the office? Why am I held to the standard? Well, if I go into Emory, they expect me to know how to find this information.
Yeah.
Why do I? What's the point of having an intimate partner if I have the same level of pressure that I do at the job? Because if I have to be on at work and I have to be on at home, I'm going to resign from one of them, and it's going to be you.
Right.
I'm going to resign.
Be-
There has to be a pressure release valve, and if it's not at home, we got a problem.
because when I say that, it's coming from a culture of like it's a difference of, I guess, the outcome. Like, what outcome do you want? I'm not saying they leave you completely out to dry. That's why I was like, the PhD, the mentor who is telling me to make the coffee is not going to show me how to do the coffee, like the machine, or
Okay,
do the
got you.
coffee. Maybe it might
Yeah.
be the other intern who started me, which have
Mhm.
shown me that. But as them being the person in the higher up, they're not going to come show me how to make the coffee. That would have been the
Right,
job of
right,
the
right.
intern who trained me or something. So
Yeah,
just gonna clarify that. But a lot of times you
got
don't
you.
get that shit. So, or they'll ask
Yeah.
you to do some shit they ain't show you how to do. You just gotta figure that shit out. So I think it's, to me, it's more about, I understand how the gap of incompetence happens, and then you grow apart. Like my MO is like, what outcome do I want?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want the I don't want the partner who feels like there's a gap, especially when it comes to like kids. Like I
Mhm.
never wanted a partner who we would have a kid and then like they are scared of babies and they're hands off. And then that creates a gap because all that time where they're like waiting till the baby is a size that they're comfortable in handling, I'm just doing all this stuff. And then that's like naturally gonna create a gap. And it's gonna make them feel like they're not competent with their own kids. So like I just never wanted that. So I feel like if you don't want to create that dynamic of like everything being on you because you're just better at it, or you don't even have the space to like walk someone through it or whatever, I feel like it's better to give people tasks that they have room to fuck up in like of no consequence, and like
Mhm.
trust them to do it. And like even if they're gonna be unsure, just be like, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
But then you have to be able to give grace on the back end of saying, like, yeah, my child went out in cowboy boots, a fairy dress, and her hair was crazy when she went to school, but he took her to school. He got her there safe. She was dressed. She just gonna be a
Mhm.
fairy cowboy today. You know, like, you gotta
I
get
like
him
it.
room to like do crazy shit. And like, maybe if it's a problem, like, I'm not gonna let him take her to school looking neglected, because then I understand they'll say, oh, DFAT's gotta pull up at the house. So like, yeah, I might say, well, you can't send her with this, you know, if she got this, you can't do that, because then they'll start to see that as like, you know, neglect. So like,
Mhm.
maybe you can let her wear crazy shit, but you can't let her go with her hair matted,
Yeah.
because they see that as neglect. So like, I don't know. For me, that's why I feel like you got to push it. But that's also how I parent too.
Mhm.
I often tell my kids, like, I'll tell them to go do something I know they've never done, and they'll say,
Yeah.
"But I don't know how to do it. What if I mess up? What if I mess up?" I'd be like, "It'll
Mhm.
be cool. Like, you mess up and we'll clean it up. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be all right." So I don't
Gotcha.
know. I think it's just
I
the
got you.
outcome
I
based
got I
on
got the nail in the women's coffin. Trust me. I finally figured out. I finally figured out my entire problem with all of it, and I got it summed up in like 2 sentences.
Oh
But
Lord.
I got what the fuck? He has a voice message because he couldn't get into EV Mux. Unfortunately, EV Mux is really hard to get into. Back when I first tried to use
Oh
it, I couldn't
really?
get in. But other people have been able to get in. So
Is it
I don't
certain
know what the trick
browsers?
is. I don't know what the trick. Yeah, I have no idea what the trick is. So I'm going to play this voice memo. I can't get into it on my phone, so I can't share it that way. So I'm gonna hold this up here. Let me see. If the goal, again, big picture, women got to look at the big picture. The goal is to be with this man for the rest of your life, to grow old with him. Then the goal should be not to annoy him so much that he doesn't want to deal with you for the rest of his life. And women don't ever really take this into account. The behavior of, the coffee machine analogy, just make your own coffee if that's the way that you want to make it. It's the same thing that I like to say to my ex. Is if you have an issue with something, or the same thing I say in a restaurant, if you have an issue with something, go ahead and fix it, because you're the one that has the issue. The person you love is not supposed to have to deal with your mental instabilities or your mental idiocracies. That's your shit. So you trying to make him do it the right way, or you trying to let him be a man, let that man drive the way he wants to drive in the direction he wants to go. Stop micromanaging the man that you're supposed to try to be with for the rest of your life. This is why so many men and women are annoyed with each other by the time that they're in the relationship for a long time. And this is why women say we grew apart. They had to go find their happiness because they're not happy being in teacher delegation mode. It's their nature, and that's why men have to stop falling for it. Hey, let's go. Let's go.
Exactly. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I agree with most of it. I do have, and it may not even be a disagreement. It's just I would clarify, because I hate when people say this one thing. Like, it sounds like people are saying that what one person is going through is not the responsibility of the other. And I don't know that that's what was being conveyed. It may be how it lands on me, because I hear it a lot. But I do believe if you take on a partnership, there is a level of responsibility that we take on of each other. Emotional, physical, mental. There is a level of responsibility where if it's your load, it's my load too. It's our load now. I'm the captain now. We're
Yeah.
the captain now. So I do believe there is some level of, if you're going through it, I'm going through it too. And because I love you, I don't want you to struggle with this thing. But I
Hmm.
also have to, there's his the love and a relationship. Love is sacrificial. Relationship is kind of superficial. So
Hmm.
like love is like I'm whatever you need. The relationship is like I need something. So like
Hmm.
it's a push pull. It's a two-way street. So the love side is like, yeah, I want to make coffee for you. I want to do whatever you need. But then the relationship side is, I have things I want to do at this time too. And are you trying
Hmm.
to use me to do this? And is this going to be a consistent? Are you going to be an asshole? Are you going to be asking me to do this every day? Are you going to be
Right.
asking me to do this forever? Are you going to start asking me to do more and more menial things that you need to handle? Are you about to try to abuse my love? So like,
Hmm.
these two things are running in a person at the same time. Like, I love you. Yeah, I'd love to do this for you. But on the relationship side, I got to make sure that you're not exploiting me because I
Yeah.
love you. So it's
What
like
is this?
those two things run together. So that's my thing. I think that's what people have a hard time dividing, because it's true. Like, it is their responsibility. Your mental is your responsibility because nobody's in your head. but I've paired myself with you. I've paired my life with you. I might be having children with you. Our finances are tied together. Your mental is now important to my outcomes.
Yeah.
So I need to be invested to some degree. But we both need to be collaborative. It can't be something where you're shutting me out, but it can't also be a thing where I'm intruding where I don't belong. So it's like there's a balance that needs to be struck, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I hear that a
100%.
lot. Their emotional state is
Mhm.
going to affect you.
Yeah.
If nothing else, even if it's not your
Yeah.
responsibility. I'd rather be
Mhm.
let in on some of that. Like,
Yeah.
I can't fix you. I can't handle your emotions. But
Mhm.
especially if it's related to me, I definitely would like
Mhm.
to be let in on that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you're responsible for. And I think
Yeah.
that you owe your partner that. If they are doing things that are having especially negative, consistent negative emotional responses in you,
Man,
you
listen.
didn't just get
Yeah.
them emotions out of nowhere. I live with
Right.
you. So,
Signal.
And
like,
that's the only
please
time
let
it's
me know.
used. And that's the main time it's used, when those emotions are considered the person that you're talking about. When you're
Yeah.
talking about that person, then that's when, oh, that's how you feel about it. Those are your emotions. That's what you got to deal
Yeah.
with.
Oh, don't
My
say that to
Your
me.
mental ain't
Woo.
my response. I'll crash out.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Do
your
y'all see
problem.
why I be crashing out? Do
Mhm.
y'all see
No,
why I
because
be crashing
yeah.
out?
Yeah.
That's why I be
Yeah.
crashing out most times.
Oh, ain't my problem. Okay. So I'm just over
Yeah.
here working myself up.
Right.
Right. So the thing I'm
Right.
talking to you about that you did is suddenly not your problem.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tear this bitch
Yeah.
up. Then it'll be your
Yeah.
Come
problem.
on. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Guess the hole
That's
is
why the other
Nah,
wrong.
person's
then
feelings, the other person's feelings has to be part of the equation. It can't be like I did something, you have a feeling, and now you just have to sit in that feeling. Because now if you keep doing the action that makes me feel this way, you put me in a negative space. If I'm persistently feeling a negative space, I as a human am going to try to alleviate that negativity, either
Right.
by rebounding the negativity or some other mechanism. But none of it's good, and you can't just gloss through that. So I do like that. But Jason did that. What if she's
yeah, and
OCD? But it's
that's
true.
She
That's an
got mental
imbalance, though.
illness.
Now that's
That's
an
mental
imbalance.
illness. Yeah,
That's something you have to cope with. I don't think you can maintain that part. You just
yeah,
have
you
to
can't.
cope with it
Especially if someone's
because they have to
mentally
learn.
ill. That's like
yeah.
you
They
definitely
have to
can't
learn
do nothing about
tools.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. That doesn't
that's
have
beyond scope.
anything to do with you, but you still, but if that's your partner,
You got to live with it.
that's still going to affect you. You still going
Yeah,
to live with it. So
yeah,
it might be your responsibility to kind of approach it a different. You might have to approach
yeah.
things a little different.
You gonna learn to stack
You
them
know what I'm
pencils.
saying?
They all pointed
Yeah.
in the same direction.
You will have to be let into how her mind
Oh,
works
you
and how
gonna
her
tap,
emotions work to
Yes,
some degree to be
yes.
you
able
gonna
to
tap that
coexist.
handle like 10 times before you open the door.
Or you gonna have to wait for it. You gonna
That's
stand
cool.
behind her, wait for her to tap it. Like,
Yeah,
no, I
you
want to
just
get
Mm-hmm.
don't
myself.
you don't have to
The behind her like
you don't have
seven,
to
eight, nine. Good job, baby.
yeah,
Good
you don't
job.
have to
Good
do
job.
the thing like they always say in mental health. You don't have to do the thing. They like don't do the rituals with them. Don't do the rituals with
Yeah.
I'm
them,
gonna lean
but
in
let them
though.
do
I'm
their
gonna lean
rituals.
in though.
Let them do their
7,
rituals.
8, 9.
Yeah, count them
Yeah,
down. Yeah, we not
that's
I'm
gonna
gonna
do the
dirty.
start
rituals
Fortnite
too,
emoji
but
when she get to 10.
Right foot creep. Oh, I'm walking with the heat.
all right. I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't live with somebody who actually legitimately had OCD. Like
Man,
legit,
listen.
like the
Man,
diagnosis OCD. Nah, I'm
Hmm.
good on
listen.
that.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I would cope with it for the cleanness, because they cleaning and scrubbing. Whatever you
But
need to
they like
scrub
highly
everything down.
anxious people.
Oh,
That's where
I
the
might,
Yeah.
li-
OCD come from.
I
It's like
might
that
live with it for
high.
the
Yeah.
They're
cleanliness.
so
I might
anxious
live with
that
it.
they have to do these make believe rituals to like
I
keep
ain't
the
gotta
anxiety
clean
away.
the bathroom no more. Man,
Yeah, but you
listen.
also can't sit on the middle cushion on the couch when you
I
trying to
won't ever
relax.
sit on the
Yeah,
middle
for
cushion
real.
again. That
Yeah,
middle
it's
She
cushion is
like
said
dead to
some
me. I will
concessions. You
kill
ready
that
to
middle
make some
cushion in my
concessions?
mind. That middle cushion is dead. I
man,
will put
son,
a
because
big X over it. Oh
some
my
of the
Just
god.
rituals
fucking
is
love seat.
crazy.
Love seat. Remove the
Right.
Some
cushion
of the rituals
altogether.
is
All
completely
together.
Whatever she
unrealistic.
need, I will accommodate. I will accommodate. Anyway, that was here's my nail in the coffin for women. Cause I'm about to kill y'all with this one.
Oh
Cause
yeah, that's fine.
the logic is about to die.
We
This is
did
time.
anyway.
It's time to end y'all. It's time to end y'all. So listen.
We don't have a soul.
You said this is the coffee test, the Rorschach, the will you love me if I'm a worm? That phenomenon.
Love
Okay,
me if I'm a worm. I gotta make a song.
you do. That'd be dope. We need an AI. It's not cool. It's not okay to have a work zone and a play zone overlap. We all kind of know that. Don't mix business and family. We don't let worlds collide. So it can't be that you get off to psychological mind diddling. Like this is an aphrodisiac to you. This is a way to connect in intimacy. It can't be that. And it's a place where my manhood is judged. And it's a place where you get validation. And at the end of all of those three heavily emotionally charged things that can be detrimental to a relationship, I can't get emotionally charged by you asking me that question. It is not fair for you to say, I can't get triggered. I can't think it's a trap. I can't get defensive. It's not okay. You can never again say it's not okay for the dude to get defensive, to
Right.
assume negative intent when there is that much charge to these tests. Like
No,
that's it's not,
yeah.
yeah, it's this
I
that's
think that's
done.
why the men block it.
They got to.
My
It's too
understanding
much
is
riding
like,
on it.
well, if a guy already has trust issues, if he already
Mm-hmm.
does not feel comfortable being vulnerable emotionally, and he doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
which is the reason, y'all, it's the thing. Like, I think it's, for me, it's like, it's the thing. That's what we know. We know, like, it's
Mm-hmm.
the thing. Y'all are purposely locking it down. So yes, some of these responses to things that are clearly getting
Mm-hmm.
at that realm have visceral responses if he is not willing to go there with you,
Yeah.
which means
But
he
y'all
does
act like
not
this
think.
is innocent.
But I mean, it's like, maybe some people say, oh, like gaslighting. Oh, I'm not. I
Yeah.
told, like, when I said about the worm thing, I said hypotheticals have a very specific reason.
Yes.
They are a very specific mechanism.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that a hypothetical
No.
is just a hypothetical.
Bree's not saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But the way it's approached in the
yeah,
general common parlance
they
is that
don't understand.
these are just hypothetical questions.
Yeah,
You
they don't
shouldn't get
understand
so
that.
charged. Why are you getting defensive? Why
Yeah,
it seems like you want to no, it's not a fight. You should just answer the question. No, just answer the question and that'll give me no, it's not just that.
I
My
think what
manhood's
we
on the line, our relationship's on the line, your
right,
validation's on the line, your sexual arousal's on the line. There's too much in this
because
hypothetical.
a lot of times, though, if a woman is coming to that, I think a lot of the women who feel compelled to ask that kind of stuff when they see it, like, oh, I think there's a lot of times an underlying like, knowing that there's some emotional thing that's not being addressed,
Mm-hmm.
and we can't always just come to y'all and say, like, I feel like something going on, or I feel like you kind of don't like me. I hear women say,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you don't like me. Like, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, he not gonna answer this shit. He is not gonna answer that. So I think a lot of times some of these hypotheticals and stuff are ways of getting that information without direct. Because a lot of times y'all would absolutely not engage. Even if it's come to you and you're asked directly. Because
I'm
y'all have
with you.
decided, like, either like
I
it's
agree.
my own problem, I'm just gonna deal with it, or like I ain't
Yeah.
trying to go nowhere, so what's the point? It's
Yeah, I
not
get you.
worth talking about. So a lot of times we get locked out from that information. So I think we just
I agree. I agree. I would also say that you used an appropriate word in Discord. You called it dynamite. Like
yeah.
this is mining with dynamite.
Yeah.
Until we were having this
Dynamite.
conversation, I didn't realize how much was layered on these hypotheticals.
Yeah.
And I didn't there's too much
It's
here, and
dynamite.
we take it. We're very trivial about these hypotheticals, but we're layering. These are like little. Me and Yellow was playing Fortnite, and they had these little the Saw Buddy with the
Mhm.
balloons. It was a
Mhm.
boom buddy. They called it a boom buddy. It looks like a little toy on a tricycle, but you get close and it's going to explode. Like this is that. Like
Yeah.
it seems harmless. Would you love me if I'm more? It
Nah,
seems harmless. It
nah,
seems
you yeeting.
innocuous. But yeah, you're trying to kill somebody.
Because you
This is
already know you frustrated. That's why I think she was laughing like this. Like, this is a couple
mm-hmm.
who hate each other.
Yeah,
Maybe they tried to have a conversation directly. He like, I ain't telling you shit. I'ma stick it
yeah.
out. I'm married. I ain't going
I'm
nowhere.
committed,
But I
duty.
hate your ass.
Yep.
That's the end of the line. I've had a lot of men who have come to that decision that I'm gonna stick it out. I'm just gonna deal with your annoying ass. That's it.
Yeah.
And they won't let you in at all. But
Yeah.
they
I
have
agree.
just decided that's how they're gonna
That's still wrong.
exist.
That's still for me. That's
Yeah.
wrong.
And for the woman, she's like, I don't want to exist if you don't fucking like me. Like, so
Yeah.
you clearly don't hate me
Dynamite.
enough to leave, but then you not telling me what I'm doing to make you hate me so much.
Yeah.
So you do get to a point where you just like, yeah, we finna get the grenade, pull the fucking pin,
Nah,
and blow this
that's
shit
gotta
up.
die. Yeah. Every time I hear
Exactly.
hypothetical, now I know that you guys are terrorists. Like that's not okay. That's not
I
okay.
mean, but that's why I was like, a lot of times it's the ones that's why I just love dynamics, because it's a feedback
Yeah.
loop. Have I ever felt compelled for real to ask that? No, because I'm a mind dealer. So
Yeah.
I can come up with my own, I can hack a system, right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's how you feel when somebody is clearly just determined to stay, even though they hate your ass. Like, why not blow this bitch up? I mean, it's in essence what Yellow say. Crash out.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah,
It's
that's true
emotionally
too.
crashing out.
Because when
Man.
you find out, goddamn, you might as well just crash out.
This nigga
And
ain't gonna
see,
tell
just
me
to
nothing, and I
hide,
know he hate my ass.
but it hides.
But
It's such empty. Like it's like such innocent packing. That's what I really hate about this.
I to bro's point, it's one thing. Like to Bree's point first. When she find out that she is basically hated, I can see why it turns left. I can see why it could go left.
Yeah, I'm with
When
that.
the hypothetical shows that, oh shit, he don't fuck about me.
This
Yeah.
nigga really hate me.
I
I
mean, I
thought
might as well
maybe.
use dynamite. Yeah.
Might as well use dynamite. On the other hand, to Rashawn's point, and being that dude in that situation, I don't be feeling like that. If I hate you, like hate is definitely gonna make me leave.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, that's
dislike
good.
enough to be unpleasant to me all the time.
Right now, I'm not. There's no window for that.
Right.
Really, you know what I'm
Nah.
saying? Either
You don't strike me as that type.
either no, because I don't need that level of attention around. Because then we're gonna be squared up somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Um, but so there is that thing where the hypothetical can change the whole. It can. When bro said it, he said all those things. I was like, the fate of the universe is
Yeah.
on the line. The fate of
Yeah.
the multiverse.
Fate of the
Yeah.
multiverse is on the line.
The fate of the multiverse
And
is on the line,
it's a
but it's
trick because you can't
hypothetical.
get out of it. It's like the Saw game. Oh, you thought you was gonna
Yeah.
do that? Well, if you do
Right.
that, then I know this. If you do that, I know this.
Now there was I'm a blend a couple points together
Let's go.
we diddling a little bit.
Let's
You know what I'm
go.
saying? Insert fingers and brain since we
Yeah.
diddling. I'm gonna take a point that Bree made and kind of mix it with what the funk, right?
Let's go.
Because we did kind of address the idea of people sitting in this mindset that the emotions caused by the emotions are the ones of their own, right? And we kind of came up with the idea that the emotions caused by the other person are like the main one that people get around. Like that's when it really activates the, oh well, that's not how we feel, right? Or that's, you know what I'm saying, that's your own emotions. I
Yeah.
think the idea that you were talking about, having the competency or just
Yeah.
kind of being left to your devices, what we was talking about, I think that's where it happens the most with me.
Mm-hmm.
Because those things that we deal with women, or with our women specifically in relationships, we're not we're supposed to just internalize it and already know how to handle it and deal with it. We supposed to be the ones to deal with it and not necessarily bring that to her. You know what I'm saying? It's like getting through that feeling of kind of like being pissed off or hurt. Because in the inverse, we're supposed to handhold through that
Yeah.
reassurance level. You know
I
what I'm
see what
saying?
you're
As
saying. Like
men,
this is that thing where the task for the women is like the emotions for us.
right,
Like we're
Mm-hmm.
emotionally incompetent because we don't often get a chance to partake in y'all emotion with y'all.
right.
That sounded heavy. It sounded like it broke.
That's right.
It was just a mouse.
Oh, okay.
It was just a mouse.
But yeah, we are incompetent. I actually saw that on Love Is Blind before you with a couple where the
I love
lady
his
was
blonde.
like,
Let's watch that.
she like, how am I supposed? I'm incompetent. So it's like I've never even gotten a chance to do this thing with you. Why do you think I would know what I'm supposed to do? Because she was like,
Mm-hmm.
what would you have wanted me to do? Like
I
what?
don't know.
Because she did something. Like it was like his parents came. She was tired or something like that. it was something about he didn't really communicate to her like what he expected, wanted, needed. He just didn't like what she did.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like
Now,
she
what did
was
she do?
incompetent. Well, she like well, it was like, I called you this morning. It was very vague. Like it was kind of like one of those things where he kind of decided her response was like off. So then he kind of made a
Okay.
decision. Like she was just like, okay. Like he said something to her, and I think he might have been maybe venting, but and then she was just like, okay. And like she just kind of was listening because she's like, I'm listening to what you're saying. Okay. Right. So then he
Mhm.
kind of was like, well, that felt like you didn't do something, like you should have did more in that moment. And she was like, okay, well, I don't really know you like that because this love is mine. Like we're learning each other literally. So what would you have wanted me to do in that? Like, would you have wanted me to show like this, or would you want me to do that? Or, and he's
Mhm.
like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just feel like you should just kind of, I'm your man. So you should know, like he kind of said it,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of like it's a coffee machine, figure it out
Yeah. Yep.
response.
Yep.
See, he didn't give her nothing. And then he was
Yeah.
like, so
The
then after that,
Cleavon.
yeah, so then he was just like, so he just decided she didn't care. So then he moved forward through the day, like, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck. So then when
Mm-hmm.
she called him later, after he got off work, she was like, you was at work. So I didn't want to start, I was just like, okay, we'll talk. So she called him later. And then he was already still mad about her just saying okay while he was at work. So then he was like, I don't want to talk to you right now. And then she was like, oh, we beefing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? Like, we good?
Stonewall.
Right. And then he just, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because when I wanted to talk early, you didn't want to talk. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you was at work. I didn't think,
Yeah.
I thought maybe you was just venting. And then I was just going, okay, I'll talk to you and get off. So it was kind of like that. But I think it's like the incompetence for the women
Mm-hmm.
emotionally. Like, we don't know how to do the thing because we rarely get a chance to do it.
With men.
With men, yeah, with
Right.
men. Because y'all got a different
Right.
brand of, y'all don't carry on like we carry on with each other when we emotional.
Right. Not the same way.
Y'all don't.
But we have the same emotions.
Y'all have the same emotions, but I think
Yeah.
I
we've
think
heard
if we
y'all
felt,
say
I
enough that
think if we felt
we
a
not
lot
the
safer, we
same.
probably would.
Possibly, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think if we
But
felt a lot safer, we probably would. Because niggas ain't got no problem with telling you how they feel. A man don't have no problem with telling you how they feel. People
right, but
how
it's
they feel.
like the response. Like, I think we've heard from
Yeah.
men that y'all don't need the same things we need so much. Like, I've even been in that situation where, like, I'm not gonna assume you want what I think you want because
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You want to know why,
Yeah.
Bree?
I get it.
You want to know why
Our
you
language
hear
is
a lot
bad.
of people? You want to know why you hear a lot of people saying that we don't need that? Because Dave's classified it as something that's negative. They look at it the same way that women kind of have internalized it too. And I can get it that women have internalized it because they've heard men say it, like
Yeah.
that cycle of patriarchy. Like
Yeah.
it's a thing women think, but they probably think it because they've heard women say it, men say
Yep.
it, and men probably think that because
They've
they've
heard
heard
women say
women
it.
say it. Right.
Yep.
So it's like that circle
Who
of
started
patriarchy.
it?
Conditioning. Yeah.
Right. The
Right.
condition.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The idea that we wouldn't need a basic human need of
It's crazy.
emotional connection, it's just fucking silly.
No, I think we
Right.
believe y'all need the emotional connection, but
Right.
I
I'm
think
talking
the part.
about the men. I'm talking about men
No.
who say that. Right. I'm
Oh
talking about men,
yeah.
specifically men. Yeah, I'm talking about specifically the men who say that. That's this
Yeah.
over masculinized way of thinking about how to deal with our. I understand the volatility of being emotionally vulnerable with women, but to say that we don't need it also contradicts the fact that we're letting you know that we're emotional, that it's a vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Because why would it be a vulnerability if it wasn't important?
If it wasn't important,
You're right. That makes
because
sense.
if it was done right, you wouldn't be. If it was done right, you would be less vulnerable with that person. That's typically where you find. Because I know as much as she complained, he gives in sometimes too. And when he gives in,
Yep.
they do because that's how couples that stay together do. When he give in, it almost turned into the fucking Uzumaki shit. When they just
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Right, because when she get him, he Uzumaki.
The arm and the sleeve is just all twisted together. Just
Why is that so disturbing to you? Cut it out.
You know what I'm saying? So there is this level of
Give and take.
All right, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like when he
Nah,
finally let go, it's like the snail, you know. Oh, this is so
yeah,
nice.
yeah. He was
Coming up out of these clothes.
he turned into that snail. He was like,
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Yeah, man, that's funny.
I've been fighting so long. Let it happen. Just let it just give in.
give in to the snail.
But no, I
my
think
brother.
I mean, I guess it's empathetic in that way because I felt if y'all are saying this, which is crazy to me, but men seem to be way more cardinal than women, so
Let's go.
y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
It feels like to me how y'all feel about making the coffee. If I come tell you, you say with the level of the coffee thingy, y'all don't even know
Mm-hmm.
what it is called. That's how I feel if a man finally is expressing to me. Like I feel the same way.
Oh, like
Like
you don't
the
know what to do
person.
with it.
Well, it's kind of like you're okay. Oh, he's doing it. He's asking me to do the thing. He's expressing. Oh my God, men don't do this. So it's like he's coming to me like, oh my God, make me the coffee. And then I'm like, what do I do? What do I do with my hands? I don't know what to do. That's why I feel so incompetent. So a lot of times I don't do anything. I just be like, okay,
Just
like really
freeze.
slowly, like don't move too fast. Don't ask a question, but don't like assume he wants to be coddled because that could be demeaning. So
Okay.
like
It's like handling a see no more.
it's like which wire do I cut?
I feel like you're in some way you're right. And I feel like this also selfishly proves me right because this is what the normal woman would do, exactly what that dude said to do about the coffee. Go to Google, go
Yeah.
this, go here, go there. Instead of asking the person who is asking you for the connection what
Yeah.
they want and need in the moment, you go seek outside information that are not a part of the relationship dynamic to figure out how the connection should be formed. Like that's what most people do, and I think that's problematic. If you
It's
want
like the
something
alternative,
from
right?
me, I should be able to ask you, how do
How to
you
make
need
it,
me to deliver it to you? How
right?
do you need to be loved? How do you need to be connected to?
Yeah,
If I can't ask you that, that's a lack of safety there. And I
right.
think when you said, okay, well, he's doing the thing he's expressing, and you freeze, what most people will do is well, he asked me this, what should I do? They're gonna go talk to their girlfriend or their mama. Why would he ask you that? And they start getting wrong feedback because
Yeah,
they don't know what type of Keurig this couple has. They don't know where the pods go because there's some with the water tanks. There's some where you got to add the water one cup at a time. There's a bunch of different Keurigs. They're all configured differently, and each couple has a different little setup. I think what you said though is important. That's what
but I
people
think
do. They
it's like you need
freeze.
to ask him like how he. I think it's like me freezing. It's like not even asking, just going and making the coffee without like, or trying to just make it without asking him how he even likes it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then sometimes you get to cleave on if you're like, how do you like your coffee? And he's
Yeah,
like, just figure it out. Like, but
but
I
that
agree
is
with
a
you
new
when
avenue.
you
That's
right
another level.
when you said like if they said it's a coffee machine, just figure it out. I say that's condescending. So I think a lot of times
So,
like if
so
if
brother,
she's like, so what would you have liked me to do in this situation? I think that's a completely realistic question to ask. But I do know some men will say, well, you should just know what to do because you're my partner, you know, and
But that
that's
just
what I
reveals a
think.
failure. Okay.
Right, like because
or
that's like them saying, how do you like your coffee?
here's
Well,
the
you see me drink my
here's
coffee all
the
the
I don't
time.
know.
Yeah,
but
I don't know how I like it.
here's the catch-22 with that.
Let's go.
It's different from I'm not gonna say it's different, man. This ain't even gotta be right or wrong. It's just my theory at this point.
Let's go.
Women also claim to have a mastery of the emotions.
Right.
I'm more emotionally intelligent. Women are
We're
more
empaths.
emotionally in tune. I'm an empath. I know how you
With
feel and
our
I
own
Right.
understand. Right. I understand. I know what you're capable of. Like it's all this in tuneness. So if I present these emotions to you and I don't know what to do with them, and you be like, "Well, I don't know. I can't help you."
Oh, well, that's
Like,
flipped now because now if you've decided she's the master of emotions, then it's still flipped now to where you're the person asking for the coffee to be made versus the person being asked to make the coffee. Versus in my thing, like if he's expressing to me, I'm assuming these are his emotions. So I'm the person being asked to make the coffee without any experience with the coffee machine.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
you
that's what I'm
have
saying.
experience with coffee machines. You're not calling it a thingy. You know the emotion that's being.
Well, like,
You
yeah, I
just
mean,
don't
what
know how
you're
to deal
talking
with
about,
that
well, what you're
emotion.
talking about would be you asking your barista girlfriend to
Yeah.
make you some coffee from a Keurig, and she act like she don't
Okay,
know.
right,
Right.
right. And
That would
that's what
be
I'm saying, and that's
that.
what I'm
Now
saying.
that's gaslighting.
Because
If
but that's
she's a
my point.
barista at Starbucks
Hold
and
on,
she act like she don't know how to
my
make your
point though.
Keurig coffee, slap
Because
her.
most average relationships, if you look at how Dr. Wendy was talking about this, Dr. Not Wendy was talking about this shit.
Yeah.
You look at how most experts speak of this shit. Most of the people who we confirmed that anybody can be a doctor. We
Okay.
Most people who speak of this always typically speak of women as being the more emotionally effective. We watched the Battle of the Sexes.
Right. Yeah.
They were talking about
Yeah.
how the
That
women's brain is
assumption is that women
right.
have a better mastery over this in general.
They've even said it in the brain. That's what they was talking about. The women's brain. Dr. Not Wendy too. It's a spot in her brain that's, you know what I'm saying, built for emotional tracking,
Of course.
communicating, all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So emotional tracking and communicating is the thing that women specialize in,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if we're bringing this to you, yes, it would be like your barista
I agree.
girlfriend saying that she doesn't know how to work the Keurig machine
She
Well, to
when
some
froze.
it's just
degree,
as simple when it's just as simple as pressing when it's just as simple as starting it
it's
by
starting it.
pressing two buttons. She would
Right.
at least know how to look at this
Right.
and figure out it's a coffee machine. But
Right.
instead, she looks at you as you're supposed to tell her how you want your coffee made.
And you
I've
still do
never
need that,
made
and you
coffee. I've
still.
never had coffee.
So, but
I don't.
but to me, that like, so I think that's the issue I have sometimes with the men and their emotions when they're not used to expressing and they're not used to like expressing to people. I think y'all experience emotions all the time, but you don't often are not with someone who you even trust enough to share
Yeah.
emotions with. So yes, like maybe that is the area of incompetence y'all have with emotions. But
Mhm.
I think sometimes like it would be like you telling the barista to make me something and you're like, I don't know what I want. Just make me something. You're a barista, like you can figure it out. But there's also a thing in that with like once again, if the emotions are your vulnerable spot to the point where you hide them, like you said, it's the weak point. That's why we hide them.
Right.
I don't really just want to make you whatever because you may be lactose intolerant and I done made your ass a mocha frappuccino with whole milk. Now you
Right.
got the BGs. So
Right.
even the
Right.
best
Right.
barista is not finna just you not finna come in here and just tell me make whatever and I'm just gonna whip some shit up for you.
Right.
Absolutely
That's
Now,
not.
if
absolutely
you
fine.
right now to your point, if you know the thing that
She
you
don't.
feeling is no, I'm saying like
Yeah.
as a man, I'm sorry, that was my fault. I forgot that whole part out. As a man, if you know the thing that you're feeling is something that you also protect, then yeah, you might want to be a little more explicit in your language.
Y'all always
But
protect y'all emotions. So that's why I'm
right,
like when he starts
but
sharing, I'm like the bomb is in the room.
but
Mhm.
I'll put it to you. I'll use myself for an example, right? In this situation, I have no problem expressing my emotions. At least to start the emotion, I'll be able to tell you how I felt about some shit,
Yeah, exactly.
right? The problem is that when I explain how the coffee might taste, look,
4,
sound,
3,
the
2,
ingredients that you're
1.
dealing with, they
She's gonna
still
like
don't
what
know
to
how
do
to.
with them.
They
But
they still
that's what I was saying. That's where I don't know what to do. Like I know you can express. I think most men could express and have the capacity to if they wanted to. Even the ones who don't typically, I think they would be able to at least give you something. Like say, I feel this way, or I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm upset.
Yeah.
I don't think that's beyond me. What I'm saying is I'm the person who you now come to and said you want the
Why
coffee, and
is so
I've
light
never
in here?
made it. It is very bright. So that's what I'm saying. I freeze because I realize that the bomb is now in the room. And yes, you have just expressed to me. So like the lady said, okay, this is great. He's expressing. I don't know what to do with that. I actually don't know what to do with that. Because even in the expressing, that expressing emotion is not necessarily processing, or that's like just the first step. The first step is saying, I feel this way. Like even in your own internal emotional process, I feel this way is literally the first step. And it's not actually really useful by
Yeah.
itself. Like expressing in itself is not useful. So like, okay, he's sharing that. He's expressing to me. I don't actually know what to do with that. So now I'm like the person who is like, I don't want to break the coffee machine. I ain't ever really made coffee. I'm scared that if I go up here and make this coffee, if I make it wrong, you're going to be mad at me for 5 days. If I say no, then you're going to think I don't love you. If I say hand hold me through exactly how to make this coffee, you're gonna think I'm stupid. So it's like, in my experience, I feel that same way when a man expresses emotions to me,
Mm-hmm.
because it's literally just the first step. And I don't know where he's trying to go with it. I don't know if he even
Mm-hmm.
knows
Right.
where he's trying to go with it. I
Right.
don't know anything. And if he can't tell me how he like his coffee made, if he could leave on me and say, I don't know, when I start asking questions, I
Then you worry about volatility on the back end. So you have the
No,
yeah.
same
right.
problem in
It's the
reverse.
same. That's why I'm saying I feel the
Right.
same way you were explaining about just
Yeah.
completing that. When a man just
Right.
expresses an emotion at me,
Yeah.
it's
But
like
then your femininity is on the line too, because you're supposed to be the
I'm
empath that
supposed to just
understands
know.
emotions.
Right.
Why don't you?
Right.
So you're deficient so it's the same problem in reverse. I see that.
Right.
Right. So
Emotionally.
that was kind of my point.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what
I
I'm
was
Yeah.
saying?
just
It's
saying.
right, right. It's the same thing. So if it sucks to hear that be a problem for men, but then they'll women will never see that deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'll never be a thing that they see because we've already conditioned people to think that men's emotions, or especially their direct emotions towards their partner,
Yeah.
how they feel about it shouldn't even be considered.
Yeah. It's tough.
So,
I mean,
because
I just
Yeah.
my
found my way to
I've I've been able
empathize
to
with the men.
I- I've I've luckily figured out how I want my coffee made. But if I'm at the point to where I can't tell you how to make it, it's a lot of coffee drinks that are made with the same ingredients.
Yeah.
And if you my barista girlfriend who claiming that they good with emotions, and I give you the ingredients, I might not be able to tell you that I
Oh
wish
yeah,
I
then
knew
that's
drinks that
something. That's
included them.
that's enough to work with.
Yeah,
But that's why I was
Mm-hmm.
like, that's why you
right.
can't give a lot of men give
And
the Cleveland response because they just ain't got there.
but see, at the same time with that, I hate that that's a problem. I hate that people see that as a
That's why I
problem
tried to do it
because I
with the coffee
understand that I don't
thing.
know. Because I
I mean,
understand that
I
I don't know.
understand it too. It's an overwhelm. It's just like I'm too overwhelmed. I'm feeling
Because
everything.
because there's people who walk into when they first start
I don't go to
restaurants and
Starbucks for
first
that
start.
reason.
No, I'm saying, but okay,
It's too
hold on.
overwhelming. It's too overwhelming.
But think about it though. But think about it like this though. The very first coffee shop, niggas was walking in and they was like,
Competent. Yeah, give me a black coffee.
Give me a
"Well,
black
what you
Pumpkin.
coffee
got?
before it was all
Well,
that. It
what you
wasn't
got?
all
No,
that.
well, what you got? Right?" And then it turned into,
Oh,
"Well, what you got?"
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
You know what
We
I'm
got
saying? No,
coffee. We got a
I
cafe
don't
latte. We
exactly know
got
what I
this.
want. You
You're
know
an
what I'm
But that's
American.
the
saying?
Okay,
I know I
thing.
want a
But see, you
coffee
can't take that as that's not what
I see
Cleavon's
what you're saying.
doing. Cleavon's walking into the coffee shop because he's like, I heard this is where people come to get coffee drinks. And then he
right.
go in, the barista say, hey, what can I get you? And he say, I don't know.
I don't
I don't
know.
Okay,
know
now typically next thing that's gonna happen, which is where we run into the problem.
Breeze
They
questions.
gonna start asking you questions. They gonna
Are
start
you
right.
listing off.
thirsty? Do you want a snack?
You want something hot? You want something cold? You
Yep.
want?
Then
Do
you
you
got to be
like
willing to
milk?
answer
Do
the
you like
Sweet?
questions.
tea? Do you
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
sweet? Do you?
Right.
I'm
Yep.
Now
now.
here's
That's
the
when
trick. Now,
you interrogate
now,
me.
now stop. Let's turn it. Let's turn it immediately. Let's turn it immediately back to the point you was making with the women. What you want me to handhold you through the process?
But
Right.
that's a condescending
When I
response.
start
You can't.
Yeah.
right, but
Yeah.
me no, but me trying to figure out. Okay, you don't know.
But you just switched it though from the person being the incompetent one. Hold on, but the incompetent person, right? You
Right.
switched it from you switched it. So that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
Yes, the person who that's like the barista saying, like, I'm not gonna tell you, like, if they're gonna start asking you pertinent questions so that they can figure out what you might want, and they might be wrong, but if you answer them questions they asking you, they'll probably have a more likely of making you something you would like.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
if you don't, if you just like, I don't know, just make me something. All right, nigga,
Right.
cause
Right.
I'm about to make this latte, and if you lactose intolerant, fuck you. Just gonna have bubble guts. Cause
Right.
why would you come in here asking me for a fucking coffee and then get mad when I start asking you just baseline questions and you acting like I'm asking you all the questions to be asked of making coffee, and I'm not even asking you. I'm just asking you bare minimum shit to whip
Yeah.
up some shit
Yeah.
for
Now
you like.
you gotta be. No, I think that this is the point I was trying to make. That's the point I was trying to make. Men have to be as comfortable with those questions not being volatile
Yeah.
as women have to be comfortable with hand holding not being weaponized incompetence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or telling him how to do it.
Right.
At least at
Telling
the
him
base
how to do
level.
it.
You got to give them
Right.
base level instructions, which to me is reasonable. That's not, I don't
Yeah.
think, I don't consider it hand
Right.
holding until you're literally going with them to complete the task by their side, which is fine, depending
Yeah.
on what we talking about. But I don't
But
consider just in basic instructions hand holding.
we talking about coffee.
Basic
And
instructions.
see, the first time me and you run into a thing, like me and whoever I'm dealing with, the first time we run into a situation, even though I might be blown by the fact that you aren't aware of some situation or circumstance, I might have assumed that this is
Yeah.
universal and everybody knows this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I might have an attitude or I might come off condescending or
Condescending.
offensive. But what I am willing to, and I guess people have to learn to have this level of trust. I am willing to handhold you because this is something you're unfamiliar with. I don't feel too egotistical to believe that you should know everything I know in the quantity I know at the time that I know it. So I'm willing
Right.
to handhold you. But what I do believe in competence, the level of maturity or competence you should have is that once I've handheld you through this thing, I don't have to handhold you again. I can maybe have to explain it or remind you, but each successive time, there should be less dependence on me for you to accomplish the task. So
Right.
maybe after once or twice or maybe a third time, you've got it down pat. Then after
Right.
that, I'm gonna start judging you funny. But like I
He
don't,
said I'm
men
different.
we don't get the same grace. It's like Yella said, the men's competence in task has to be is elevated, and women's competence in emotions is elevated,
Because
and
man,
we
if
don't
we
have
fuck up,
room. Yeah, our masculinity is on the line, your femininity is on the line, so nobody can admit to vulnerability or incompetence. Nobody's allowed to admit that because
shit,
then
because
you're
I
weak.
be saying that, like, I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah,
Then I be, what do you mean? Oh, shit. You came in here saying what do you want me to do?
It
Situation.
sucks that y'all want that, and then when y'all actually get it, y'all fumble the bag.
yeah,
Well, I think that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, it's just because of the belief of the competence that that comes baked in with it. It's like you said, I think most men want to make their partner's life comfortable and they want to do nice things and please them. Just like with
yeah,
the coffee, like I want to make it the way you
yeah,
like. That's why I'm asking. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
always weaponizing. It's not. I just don't want to do it. So I'm asking you all these questions. Like I want to make
Right.
sure the coffee is good for you, not just go make you some nasty ass coffee and bring it because you asked me. Because then you're gonna think I hate your ass if I bring you some nasty coffee. So like it's the same way. We absolutely want to be that person for you, but also we're not really getting a chance to do it often. Because y'all also don't feel like it's our responsibility to handle your emotions. So then it's like the kids. You can move it out of the coffee thing. It's probably not his responsibility to get the kids dressed up every day and take them to school. So he's perfectly willing. He loves his kids. But the first time he do it, he probably might be a little late. Kids probably be dressed a little crazy.
Mhm.
And are you going to hold that against them or give them room to figure it out? And I
Right.
think a lot of times if it's something vulnerable like your emotions, y'all don't. Hey, we fuck up that 1 or 2 times.
Yeah,
Y'all be like, you know what? I'll just make it myself.
yeah. I mean, because it's safer.
Right.
and we can be in relationship with you without you having access to that, because the relationship is more of a right. You see, now the love will suffer.
Yeah, the love
The
will suffer.
relationship doesn't have to.
No.
The relationship
Because you
is
could live with somebody and just never, like what the funk was saying. Oh, it's my job, it's my responsibility,
yeah,
my emotions are
yeah,
my own. So I think
yeah,
a lot of men can just be like,
yeah,
I just have this whole emotional life over here that I don't have to
yep,
come to her with any of that. But
yeah.
like you
You can
said,
relate off pure duty.
we need that.
Yeah,
We need that. So that's where you start getting the "Would you love me if I'm a worm?" questions.
yeah, and that's dynamite. Y'all gonna blow something up. Y'all don't know how to handle it with care.
You don't know how to
Because you
what?
guys, y'all don't know how to handle dynamite with care. Y'all are
Oh yeah.
using like this is the problem with that. Like because we don't recognize that as dynamite, we don't recognize that as an explosive thing.
Hmm.
We put it in places where it doesn't belong, where there's no safety already. So then you blow up, and the mind, all the supports collapse, all the other ports of the mind, and miners get trapped. They die down there.
Everybody
You know what I'm saying? So
dead.
it's terrible. It's like that's what that lady just did. She on TikTok.
She
She like,
emotional
hey, we're
dynamite. Yeah.
live in the mind. We're about to open up this new vein. Boom, and then it just cascade failure. Everybody's dying. We just saw the kids die, the man died, the woman. Everybody just died in that clip. Like if that was a real clip, their
Yeah,
relationship
everybody
just
died.
died publicly.
But
Publicly.
it's a man.
Yeah,
It was already dead.
No,
but it
they
was
just pulled
dying.
the plug. Yeah, that motherfucker pulled the
That finished
plug.
it
Just
off.
That was
said
Yeah, that finished it
yank.
off.
He did
Finished it
that
off.
salt burn, pull that shit out her
Man,
throat. That's what that
that was
was.
bad.
Let me
That was
just yank
bad.
the wind, the tube out of her throat. But I mean, it gets like that though, because once
Yeah.
again, yes, we're. I think it's task and emotional, but like with emotions being that emotional connection being so important to us
Mm-hmm.
for our desire, like we
Ooh,
need
okay.
that, like y'all need the puss. So it's like it's not
Yeah.
as simple as I don't ask you to make
Mm-hmm.
coffee anymore. It's like when the women don't, like for the men, I ain't gonna ask you to do shit no more,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm just not gonna ask you to do shit no more,
Yeah.
and like that ultimately hurts the relationship.
Yep. 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 I
So it's
would
both
say
ways.
the women, to Yellow's point, why women are more they don't know that they're incompetent as they are, is because their zone of incompetence is invisible. Like the emotions is invisible. If we can't do something, everybody sees that it didn't get done. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody sees that the
Mm-hmm.
cars broke down or the house is in disrepair. Or like everybody can see that the kids are dressed poorly, the hair. Everybody sees what we are incompetent in. Nobody can see that the women are incompetent in emotional management because everybody smiles when they leave the house. Everybody smiles for pictures. So everybody
Mm-hmm.
thinks she's great because all the IG posts, all the Facebook posts, every time,
That's why
oh,
mom be the
everybody's doing
one
great.
organizing that shit.
Mm-hmm. Smile, everybody smile for the camera. Everybody's got to put on that brave face, like in public, so
Smile for your
nobody,
mama, and that's
nobody knows she's
usually
incompetent.
dad's home. Smile for your mama. He mad too
Mm-hmm.
because he heard her cussing you the fuck out.
Yeah.
She done cussed us the fuck out
Yeah,
on our way to
everybody,
this
like you
damn.
said, covers her zone
Mm-hmm.
of incompetency up, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretending
She
that we're all happy and thriving, even though
Yep.
she
we're
done
Even on
not.
cussed us
Dr.
7
Deloney.
ways from Sunday before we got what's the old place they used to
What
take
is this?
the pictures at, the family pictures.
Ola Mills.
Ole Mills, yep. We done got cussed out all the way on the Ole Mills
Mm-hmm.
or the
All the way on the way there. Everybody mad.
Kmart. What's the
Yeah.
other place? Kmart. Wasn't it Kmart or
Kmart,
something
JC
like that?
Kmart.
Penney,
I think Ola Mills
JC
was in
Penney.
Kmart or one of them, but they had a portrait studio. Sears
Sears.
had portrait studio.
Yeah, Sears.
Portrait
Sears had portrait
Studio.
studio. I think Ola
Mm-hmm.
Mills was either in J.C. Penney or it might have been J.C. Penney because Kmart wasn't in our mall. But that was Ola Mills, Sears portrait studio, and I think there might have been a third one. But you're right,
Mm-hmm.
there's more than one.
Yep.
Glamour
And
shots was
you
one they used
yep.
to do. But I think
You
they was the women.
It's been decided to hide that though.
yep.
Yeah,
Chivalry.
still, like to this day, like when the
Still.
men get on Dr. John Deloney, they're all like they'll cover
Oh.
each other's, and the women will do that too as far as like the emotional side. No, he's a good guy, but
Yeah.
nobody masks what the other person's not doing. Like if something's not getting done, behavior is not getting done, everybody exposes that. But emotional neglect, everybody protects it. No, they're a good person. She's a good mom. She's a good wife. She's a good husband.
And
But I'm
sometimes I
calling
did
you
it
for
like
help.
they try. Because
Yeah,
I think most people say she tried. Like when I dare, when I
yeah,
express, she tries to be there for me
yeah,
when I
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
express, but she just fucks it up every time.
yeah.
But a lot of times it's like you're not getting no instruction either.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at this point, I've made the coffee wrong and you still just keep asking me, or just you either just don't ask me no more or you just refuse to give me
Not giving any correction. Yeah.
no
Yeah.
correction about how I did not make your coffee
Yeah.
right.
And that comes from the Fed. Fellas, you gotta let that shit go.
Cool.
Be willing to
Maybe.
be willing to no, you got to be willing to take her negative response of it. Because
Oh, yeah.
if you want to be with her, you have to correct her on how to make the coffee. Even if she blow up like you, even if she expect you to just enjoy her nasty ass coffee,
You had to
you
say it with
tell
that much
her,
vitriol.
oh my God, because
No,
some
I
of y'all
know.
definitely be expecting us to taste just coffee,
You
just
better be
bad.
glad I made it. Bitch, this is
Same,
dirt and water.
Right.
same idea
This is
with
dirt.
the same idea with the 16.9. Same
Yeah.
idea with the water bottle. You expect me to just drink the watered down version because you want to make it like that. But if I want it made a certain particular way, it's going in me, like it's going in my body.
Yeah.
Like, can I have it how I want it?
No.
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 Drink
Like,
your 0.9 down yourself.
Right. I'm in this relationship. I have to accept it how you want to present it to me.
Absolutely. Because that's her domain. It's decided that the relationship is the woman's domain.
Not the
Yeah.
whole relationship. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically.
that's the imposition. That's the implication. Not the imposition.
Yeah.
That's the implication.
Basically.
It's like the home. The guy's supposed
Yeah.
to give the home over to her to do what she wants with. Like that's why, like they're like the man has a cave. Like his space, it gets pushed off somewhere else because that's his
Corner.
space. But everything
Yeah.
else is her domain. It's like it's crazy that we've accepted that as reality. And there's no space for men once you get inside the relationship or the home. They're kind of set aside. But like
Look.
Yella saying, we have to choose a different dynamic for ourselves. We can't keep allowing ourselves to get put man in
Like
the
Jordan
corner.
Peterson said, don't let your
Yeah.
partners or your children do stuff that makes you not like them. And you
That's
talking about
facts.
being with them forever.
That's
Like,
big facts.
you can say thank you. Oh, that was thank you for making the coffee. It's a little sweet.
Yeah,
A
a little
little too
strong.
much
Work
cream.
on
A little
it.
more creamer than I would have used. But
Yeah,
I'm going to drink it
yeah.
and choke that shit down. And
We'll get it better next time.
yeah, we'll get them
Yeah.
next time. Exactly.
But shoot, let me show you how I make it. That way, if you make it again, you can try to make it like how I make it. You may
Yeah.
not get it, but let me show you how I do it one time.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it shouldn't be that
that's
big.
a more healthy dynamic, I think. Let
Yeah.
them. They might knock that shit out the park the first time. You never know.
Yeah,
I want him to
I'm
have
with
that
that.
victory though. If he do knock that shit out the park the first time, I'm willing to give him room to either fail or just be like, look at me, I did it. I should have been a barista in this
Look at me.
bitch.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, so give him a room to do
I
that.
like it.
So
Okay. Well,
good.
listen, I feel good.
I wish I had damn, I was gonna say I wish I had the Idris Elba clip. But we on YouTube. We ain't gonna play that shit. Probably get your copy.
Which one?
Exactly. The coffee.
The one where he was a barista.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He's like, I'm here to be a barista.
Yeah.
He was like, you got any experience? He's like, I'm Idris Elba. I'm a DJ, an actor, rapper, producer. So I'm pretty sure I can make one of your little frothy coffee things. He called it exactly what dude called it on
coffee thing. Just have some confidence to be like, I'm gonna knock this shit out of the park or not.
Drink it.
That shit probably was disgusting.
She's
So
like,
I'm saying,
he was
as
like,
a
"It tastes
former
like coffee.
barista,
Fucking right, it does.
there is an art to it, but there is no art to cure it. So you
Man,
can
that's facts.
pull it
Yeah,
out.
true.
You can pull it
Very
off.
true.
I'm not asking for a cappuccino. Okay.
Big Drees, hold up.
This
I
is
don't know,
very
bro.
strong language.
I wouldn't play it. So this
Man,
is
Where's
just
this
what it
from? What is this
is.
from?
It got me before. That's what I'm saying.
I'm
It
doing
got
it.
me.
It got
I
you
know
a strike or just
I ain't no
like
sucker.
it got you a strike?
What I look like?
Yeah.
Ain't no
think I'm
way they got
scared?
you a strike. That's crazy.
Elba.
That's so
Idris Elba. Idris Elba.
he gonna play it out loud.
They gonna turn it all the way up.
Barista wanted?
Damn, man.
Right.
I'm your man.
Okay, and how much experience do you have as a...
None at all.
Well, what makes you think that you can be a...
Well, waste the time there, Mr. Coffee Shop. I'll
None
tell
at
you
all.
what I know. I'm an excellent barista. I'm Idris Elba. I'm an actor, writer, director, DJ, influencer, producer, rapper, comedian, kickboxer. So I'm pretty sure I can make little frothy coffees, all right?
Coffee
You be the
thingy.
customer, I'll be Idris Elba.
That's how you need to respond when she asks you to make coffee. That's the only response.
Pretty sure I can make one of those frothy coffee tickets.
Drink it. Drink it.
Kind of tastes like coffee.
Exactly. Now fuck off. Let me make you some banana bread.
That's the only response I want.
Fucking Idris.
That's the only response I want if I ask you to make
I'm
my
pretty
coffee.
sure I can make you one of those frothy coffee things.
Yep.
said,
And
"Now
maybe
fuck
drink it
off."
like that too. Drink it. But drink it's good. Yep.
Right.
Now
But see,
fuck
if you
off.
ain't
I'm
willing
gonna
to be
make
like,
you some banana bread.
but see, you gotta be willing to lie and be like, it's good, cause see, the chances
face
is,
said it
I
all.
give you some coffee,
The face.
I
did it
give her
all.
some coffee, and it look like that. She gonna say I made it that way out of weaponized incompetence. She gonna tell me I made it bad on purpose because
You
I
did that
didn't
on
want to make it.
purpose.
All right.
She ain't gonna accept my effort, knowing damn well I know what I'm doing. She ain't gonna
That's
accept my effort. She
That's a
gonna
trap.
tell me that I made it bad on purpose, so,
So
I
I'll
have
never
to do
ask
it
her
again.
again. That's why I'm gonna choke it down.
Mhm.
It was delicious.
So I never do it again. So I never do it again.
No
Because
good
my
deed goes
genuine effort,
unpunished.
my genuine effort, my confident effort,
Your confident effort.
I went in that motherfucker like I was in there, like I'm gonna make us some coffee. I'm gonna make.
This shit is
Idris Elba.
gross.
I'm
Right.
Idris
I'm-
Elba.
You use the old K cup. That's the only way you can fuck that up. You not putting the cup in there at all, or using the old. It's the only way you can fuck up cure it.
Let's go.
So that's all. But yeah,
But
it's
then the
good
flavor,
choice.
we know the flavors is the most important. Though once you can get the coffee right and still you don't sugar it enough. or
Nah,
you
I'm
sugar
expecting
it
that
too
part to
much.
be fucked up. That's all right. That's all right. You expecting that
I'll
part.
let you know so you
That's
don't.
a science. That's an art
I'm
form.
gonna let you know so you don't. That's why I tell you just dab the water out a little bit. That's why I'm gonna give you all that extra content.
Him in this 0.9
Just
ounce.
dab the water. I'm pretty sure y'all got some packs in there because y'all got little.
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about, and if it was, I would
Mine
just do
say
it.
16.
I would just do it the whole time.
It
I
says
would
16
shake my
ounces
head.
on the back. It
It's
says
probably not gonna be able to
16.
show it.
It says 16 ounces.
Yeah.
One stick into a 16.9 fluid
It's
ounce bottle. It don't say
16.9
16.
now.
Mine say
Yeah.
16.9.
No, they
They've
probably added a
updated.
little more.
They've
Yeah, 'cause
updated.
they
They've
breaking up
updated it,
couples over
alright.
here because niggas like yelling.
Alright.
Somebody done wrote a letter and said, "Can
Alright.
y'all please put 16.9 on this
Because
box
them
so this
motherfuckers
nigga."
definitely used to say 6 ounces. Put them in
Somebody
a
got
6
divorced
ounce
over that.
bottle of water.
Somebody got
No.
divorced over that, and somebody wrote a letter saying, "Can y'all please fix it so
Niggas
that it match?"
trying.
Just like we said, the
Hey,
hot
but see, you
dog
said-
buns and the hot dogs ain't matching.
Yep.
Somebody
They did that
got
with the
sick of it.
patties.
Yeah.
Cause some wife done cussed out her husband because she can't understand why it ain't enough hot dogs for hot
See?
dog buns.
She got to write that letter.
You didn't get enough hot dogs? But you said a pack of hot dogs and a pack of buns.
Yeah. Okay, I'm being good. We all come to a peaceful agreement. So
Yeah,
I will behave. No gremlin behavior.
But you will never get an equal bun to dog ratio unless you get a fuck ton of them. And then you'll
Yeah,
eventually,
you got to
like-
balance it
like
out.
after a
Evil
certain
math,
number.
easy math.
You got to get 40. You got to get 40.
Yeah.
You got to get
Is it 40?
10.
Hold
Yeah,
on. Okay,
I
hold on.
believe.
So if it's eight
It's 8.
if it's 8 hot dogs
Mhm.
Gotta be
and
5.
10 buns, what's the number they both?
I think 40 is the soonest. I think 40 is the
Yeah.
soonest.
So you got to get 5
the earliest.
of each.
So you got to get
Yeah.
five.
No,
of each.
because if you had 5, then you'll
Five
have
dogs, four buns.
Nah, then you'll
That's
Or
40.
opposite. Five buns, 4 dogs.
5 buns, 4
5
dogs.
buns, 4 dogs.
Yeah.
5 buns, 4 dogs.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have
Okay.
40.
But what?
That
Okay.
was crazy.
So this is the no. Okay, that's the earliest. The question I asked though is how many you would have to buy before you get an even number of packs, 1 to 1. So
Yeah, 5.
I got
You'll never.
X amount of buns. I got X amount. Right. That's the idea.
Right.
That's the idea. If you tell me to get one, if we can only get one, You know
You'll
what I'm
never-
saying? You
yeah,
can't
you'll
get
never equalize
mad at
it.
me if I
Yeah.
ain't get enough of the other, because it don't exist like that.
This guy.
It'll never exist like that. And they want us to make it exist like that. They want us to be able to
Don't
find
start
hot
your
dogs
villain
with
speech.
10
We had came
buns
to
in it,
a
and we
good
will never
peaceful.
find
Yeah, he
10
just-
hot
We had
dogs.
came to a good peaceful
We
agreement that
never find
for the
Yeah,
women
yeah.
the emotions is the coffee, and for the men I understand y'all get y'all panic about the coffee. We get it. I get it. Y'all real sensitive about
y'all.
coffee. It seems coffee dates, coffee making, coffee instruction.
Because
I don't
y'all
know.
make it mean something else. It can't just be coffee. Y'all
Coffee is
make it
very
mean something
important to
else.
women. Coffee is important to the woman culture. Just so you know.
Nah.
I'm
it's
just
not
saying.
the
I think
coffee.
it's because coffee is very integrated into woman culture. Pumpkin
Apparently
spice,
not.
Starbucks,
No,
coffee
hold
cups,
on. I'm gonna say that no,
Stanley cups.
because that whole, because I'm gonna say this where you finna get it kicked off all
Nah,
Right,
you the
right.
one who I was trying to keep us peaceful and in agreement.
because that whole fucking coffee date conversation, every one of them heifers kept coming up with the same. Because I don't even drink coffee. So I don't even drink coffee.
I know. Okay, let me take the coffee dates out of it.
Right.
Let me take the coffee dates out of it. Okay.
That's why I was like,
Y'all
coffee
get nervous
again?
when
I
it
was
come
like,
to making the coffee, just like when y'all finally express. We just nervous.
Yes.
I don't even drink coffee, but I do believe. That's why it pissed me off, because she's right. I do believe that coffee, and like a lot of coffee drinkers are women. Like that's a
In a minute,
thing.
I
It's
give you
just
some
like the
food.
Stanley Cup, having some coffee.
Yep.
That's why when Bree told me, she didn't even have to say what she had. It was an emote with a Starbucks cup. She didn't even have to tell me what she had. And I said, "You a basic little nigga." And you know what I'm saying? That's it. I know exactly what she got. She
pumpkin
got some
spice
pumpkin
head.
spice. Yeah, she got some old pumpkin spice. You know what I'm saying? Drinks and shit. That's why them drinks. That's why drinks are girly. The fucking that shit's girly. You know what I'm saying?
I
Men used to drink their coffee black, like you saying, little cream, little sugar. Flavor?
Okay.
Shit.
Sound like some hate shit, but okay, that's fine.
I'm
Starting to sound a
glad,
little
look.
hatery.
Yeah, that's why I was like, so that's
Hey,
why you punishing for
nigga,
her for
I
wanting
got-
a simple cup of
nigga,
coffee,
I
because
got-
now you mad Starbucks exists and you
Um,
mad at pumpkin spice latte, so you can't just go
I
press
got
the button
Kit
on the
Kat.
Keurig.
I got Kit Kat creamer
Oh,
in the
okay.
fridge.
You
I
can't
use
just go
Kit
press
Kat
the button
flavor.
on the Keurig because you mad Starbucks exists.
Nah, man,
That's
y'all
what I'm
trying to hype
hearing.
up pumpkin spice like it's good. Y'all know that shit
It's
ain't
good
good.
to
I told
us.
you. No, it's a way to divide the genders again.
Nah,
It's just something for
y'all
women to
good
like
at doing this shit
that y'all know
yourself.
anger men.
With y'all weaponizing competence, patriarchy, misogynist, don't love worms, face ass.
Of course. Because you know men don't like to see women happy, so why would y'all decide to make it a whole big deal about pumpkin spice? Knowing
Yeah,
that
that's
men
why
hate to
y'all
see
be
y'all
at the house
happy.
mad because we happy without y'all.
Right, exactly, because y'all don't listen.
And if it was in a cup the shape of a dick, y'all would be happy.
Hey. Hey, yo. What?
Okay, because men got to be in it somehow.
Yellow, that A sounded intrigued at first. I'm like, wait a minute, what? That's the wrong response. Like, hey, I'm like, pause. But nah, dang, that made me forget what I was getting ready to ask.
Good. Just mad. We over here happy.
What was y'all talking about right before? Oh, the happiness.
Yeah.
The happiness. Okay. So do you think it's possible that men do not like the fact that y'all get happier over very nonsensical things that have no actual meaning, but there's nothing we ever seem to do that makes y'all happy? Like after a certain point in a relationship, like again, not in the honeymoon phase.
Damn.
After a certain point in a relationship, it seems like there's a lot more nagging. So we get a little resentful of how little it takes to make y'all happy from anywhere else. But then when it's us, it's like it has to be some kind of grand gesture.
Yeah, because y'all refuse to give us the thing we want.
What y'all want?
Emotional connection.
So
when she said it, the way she said it, what I saw was Dexter whispering in that girl's ear.
Oh yeah,
emotional connection.
Well, you want to try to give me everything else, but the one thing I want, try to get up in that mind, chill around. You ain't trying to let
Okay.
me in, so
Yeah.
now you mad
we
because
Damn.
got to do better with that.
I'm looking forward to sweater, riding my riding boots and my sweater and
Yeah.
drinking pumpkin spice. You mad because
We got to do better with that.
I'm excited about it. You ain't gonna do that shit. Put the sweater on and the boots with me and come get one. I ain't doing okay, bye. Go on in. Joe, cantankerous, surly ass.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just be on the couch mad all the time. Go on.
Okay.
You ain't gonna put the glitter on and shit. Go on. Leave me alone.
I don't like none of the winter flavored drinks.
I know. So go on. Be over there.
That's why I say y'all be
Just
tripping.
mad.
Women
Just,
eat candy
no.
corn too.
Okay. See?
Yeah, I know exactly.
This is why
Y'all some
y'all can't have
terrible
the life
human
y'all
beings.
want, cause y'all okay. So
And
leave
y'all
us
palates
alone.
fucked
When
up.
I'm gonna go get my go and see Wicked. I'm gonna get my Stanley Cup, my Glinda, the Good Witch Stanley Cup, and I'm gonna put my drink in it, and we're gonna go see.
That was
We're
kind
gonna
of
go see Wicked, and we're gonna dress up like the fucking characters. And if you don't want to do it, stay your grumpy ass at home. How about that? Now, y'all some haters. Don't be doing nothing else. Watch some football or some shit. It's the only thing y'all like. Don't watch some
All right.
sports.
So listen, bro, I'm gonna ask you this question. I need you to answer on behalf of all womankind.
Oh God.
every single woman that ever
single
existed.
woman.
Existed.
Yes.
If I get it
Yes.
wrong, we're gonna nuke women.
You wanna
Okay,
do
got it.
Y'all,
All right.
y'all get
So-
snapped. Thanos snapped.
You said y'all just want the connection, but what's the order of importance? That the man is capable, that he got them coins,
What's
that he
what
got
is
that
that?
coke, that
Oh.
coke. He got that coke. He got a
I'm
healthy
like-
coke,
I'm like
Got a
salmon
nice Coke.
croquet.
a healthy coke, a healthy
Coke.
coke, or connection. What's the order of importance?
For a long term,
Yeah.
connection for sure.
Okay. And what's next?
For me,
Mhm.
coins.
No. Your answer for all womankind.
Oh, coins.
Okay, so connection,
I'm
coins.
still gonna say
And
the
then
same.
what?
Cock. Y'all ain't really capable of much from scratch. So yeah,
I'm down. I'm out.
y'all capable of cock and barely, but base level. I mean, and then y'all standard loadout. I don't know. I'm just gonna say capable is a low. I'm sorry, that just got real bleak, but
I mean, for long term, it makes sense.
Dang.
because the capability
She said,
will
y'all
increase.
barely capable. Y'all barely capable of starting. I just don't even ask for that. Just
I mean,
'Cause
it's true though,
capable,
because
hey,
most of y'all
she talking about-
don't get y'all not expected to do shit really until
Oh,
you
God.
grown and start working. So it's like,
oh my god.
And then long term, after a while, capable gonna go out the window. Especially you talking about being together when y'all older.
yeah.
Capable.
Well, I mean,
capable
capability.
has
I
left
just
the
feel
chair.
like most men don't come capable of
Dang.
much.
You know what I'm saying? Even whatever skill you got.
Yeah.
So say whatever skill that you've been using to benefit the home, to benefit
God.
the house.
And that's what I'm saying. Most of y'all don't have no those skills that benefit the
You
house.
shut
Y'all
up,
leave y'all
nigga. If
parents'
you've been
house.
together that long, you've been doing something. Shut
No,
up.
I'm saying no. He said
Whatever
next. When
he
I
was
said
Yeah.
no, the reason I put capable last is because coming into the relationship, I don't expect a certain level of capability when it comes to like taking care of the house or like me or us being together. So I don't
I get
really
what you're
need
saying.
that coming in. Like he's gonna get capable over time. Most of y'all don't come equipped with capability to do a lot of shit. Y'all don't. Cause it wasn't expected of y'all most of the time. And when y'all live by yourself, y'all don't do half of that shit. So
Hey. When I said when it got the capability, Bree was like this. It's like,
that's literally how I was looking like, yeah, nope. Don't even look for it.
that's dirty.
Brought sadness to it.
That's
bro.
dirty.
It is sad. You be crying on this.
I can't stand Joe. I can't stand Joe. And the worst part is that she right.
Y'all don't be doing that. Y'all don't really be
A
coming
lot
in.
of us, man. A lot of us.
It's not
I
in
get it. A
y'all.
lot
It's
of us
not
is
in y'all
trash.
loadout. I think y'all know y'all need to come with a little bit of coins. That's why I
We
say.
know to
And
make up for
then
some of the other deficiencies. Yeah,
yeah, and
that's the whole red pill thing. You get money because because you're already here, so we already know you're not attractive because you wouldn't even be here in the red pill space. So like, get your body right and get coins because that's about as good
but
as you're
see the
going to.
connection being first, I think, is where it always ends up being disappointing because
Because they don't know how to teach you how to connect. Like the red pill space, they
I
don't know
don't
how to
even
teach you
think
how to
y'all
connect.
see it. A lot of times I've heard when say emotional connection, they be like, "What is that?" Like I don't even
Right?
know what you
Yeah.
mean when you say that. Like, what do you
It's
mean
that
when you
like
say
that
that?
emotional thingy. What do you want me to do with this emotional thingy? It's like the coffee pot. It's like
Yeah,
the coffee
I don't.
thingy. The emotional thingy. What's the emotional thingy? How do I do that?
Yeah, so that's we you're hard pressed to get it, even though it's the
Yeah.
most important to us. I think a
Yeah.
lot of times we don't get it, which then we
Yeah.
swap it out for, well, damn, you got to be capable then if you ain't gonna be
Yeah.
emotionally connecting to me. Damn, what do you
Mm-hmm.
fucking do
Yeah.
besides make money and fuck mediocrely? I mean, can you fucking
I mean the
watch
stats
something or
support that.
fucking pay attention to things that, see, I'm gonna go on a toxic rant. Don't get me started, because
Hey, listen, we love a toxic rant over here.
I'm
That's what
just
we do.
saying, it's like, all right, what do you fucking do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay.
Just be existing, putting dents
Yeah,
in
buddy.
fucking furniture.
That's what's up. But
Yeah.
she's OCD, so don't touch the middle cushion. Do not put a dent in the middle cushion.
Cause
she's OCD.
it's rude to put a dent in the middle cushion. It's the middle fucking cushion.
Yeah, who sits in the middle though? For real?
Well, it's in
First of
front of the
all,
TV.
even
Well,
if
it's
it's
the best cushion for guests and people to sit on, and you putting a dent in
Yes,
it.
but I live here.
I
live
say,
here,
and
okay?
people in general to sit on. You just putting
I'm
dents.
general. I'm the general. The general. Capital
it
G.
is supposed to be like that chair that ain't used at the dinner table.
Nah, see,
Like
Put a dent
like
in
if
the
it's
side
two of y'all
cushion.
there, like if it's two of y'all there, the other two chairs
What?
is for guests. If
Right.
y'all
And
have
what
like
kind of
one
psycho just
kid,
sits in the middle without the armrest?
yo,
Because you stretch, you put your arms out to both sides.
Why
You put
did
your
I
arms out on
never
both
think
sides.
that is fucking crazy?
You put your
Who
arms over both
sits
sides.
in the middle?
Dude, the whole back is your armrest. The whole back of the sofa
No,
is
that's
your
your
armrest.
backrest.
Wrong with you.
Who the fuck sitting
No.
like this, nigga? This
Almost everybody.
People who sit in the
ain't a
fucking middle.
Playboy.
People
This
who
ain't a
put
Playboy
dents.
spread, nigga.
Bro,
This ain't
almost
this ain't a
everybody-
GQ
People
spread.
who
Everybody
put.
sits
You know what that's like? You know what
Only
that's like?
people who take fashion pictures who do that. I swear to God, right now,
No,
if you
it's
look
called
at
man
couch fashion
spread.
picture,
It's called man spread. Come on, man.
watch what I do.
Nah.
Only
called man
niggas who
spread.
take pictures.
The
Only
same
niggas
people
who
who
take
sit in the
pictures
middle
sit
is the
with they-
same that you like the dude in the party dancing extra hard, spinning around when everybody else sitting down.
No,
That's the same thing.
no,
You just no awareness. Just
No.
no awareness. I'm just gonna sit in the middle, put a dent in it, and mess up the back cushions with my arms instead of sitting where the armrest
Wow.
is. Got saggy cushions
Wow.
now. Cause you
Wow.
putting your arms on the cushions, smashing all the pillows down. Just
Wow.
fucking the couch up.
Here we go. Let me share this photo real quick. This is
Selling the point of the living room. It says you can live here, just don't fuck the couch up, making it look all saggy.
how you sit on a couch. Can I make this hold up?
Ugh. And he's sitting on the crack. He's a fucking psycho.
Oh, that's on a love seat. But that's the pose. That's the pose right there.
I'm sorry, that's a red flag.
Oh wait. This tab. Hold on, share this tab instead. That's what I'm saying.
That's
that.
a red flag.
There you go.
See,
That's
that's
a
what
red
I'm
flag.
saying. Only people who sit in the middle of the couches are people posing for pictures. No,
But that's how you
don't
sit,
do that.
period.
Oh,
That
Yes.
if you sit in
Now
the
you don't
crack,
sit in the crack. You don't sit in the crack. But I'm saying if it was a
That's-
3-seater, if that was
that's
a 3-seater,
deviant. Yeah, that's deviant
that's how you sit.
behavior.
man.
So that
If
means you
sit
want
in the
other people to
middle-
come sit by you then.
Right.
That actually
You
means
want
you
other
don't.
people to come sit.
You
No,
don't. 'cause
now
you're spread.
see, you can't sit in the middle and say you don't want people sitting by you.
Now,
You
right
can.
now, you want
You
to start
can.
a fight. Yeah,
Now
you
you're
wanna
a
start
psycho. You're a
I
psycho.
mean, you
Now you
can.
want to start a fight.
You're a
That is
psycho.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That is
You're a
fucking
psycho.
crazy. Talking about I'm gonna sit in the middle of the couch.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's
claiming
a sign
territory.
of that's man. Look,
Man, I
Women
hope
do the same thing, but they lay out. They lay across the entire sofa.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
different. Laying across the
Oh,
sofa is
of course,
definitely
it's
like.
different. Don't sit by me.
What in the fuck shit
Go
sandwich?
lay in bed.
I hope somebody comes sit by you on both sides and lick your ears the whole
Ooh,
time.
God.
ooh, no, I hope somebody just comes sit next to you. I hope it's a bunch of seats somewhere. I hope you somewhere at like the Social Security office or like,
Wow.
you know what I'm saying, at
Wow.
just at the doctor's office. Standard routine, nothing, you know what I'm saying, routine checkup, nothing serious, like a dental office or whatever. And somebody avoid every chair. You go
They
sit
come
in the
sit by
corner,
you.
And come
and I
sit by you.
hope they
Nah.
come sit
Ooh.
right next to you. Don't say nothing.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
say nothing to you either.
Mhm.
Just come sit in that chair next to you.
Yep. And suck on a peppermint real loud. Suck
That
on
would
a
make
peppermint real loud. Just with
that would
no
definitely
teeth.
make me uncomfortable. But as a dude, what do you do? What do you do if you're in the bathroom and dude skips a stall to get to the urinal right beside
You supposed to say hello.
I'm gonna piss on
Ain't you supposed to say hey?
that.
Bree? Bree.
Is it?
No.
Is he soliciting you? Is he soliciting you?
She's like, hi.
Just say hello. Just strike
Shake
up
his hand.
conversation.
She like, shake his hand.
You need help?
Wouldn't that be
Hey, baby,
solicitation
man's
then?
yellow.
It's awkward. It's
Is it
definitely awkward.
solicitation? Is that
It
like
could
a
be.
thing that
No,
gay
I
men
mean-
do? Like a download? They got a lot of stuff they do that
Yeah,
if you
it's-
not.
No,
What's
he
up?
talking about like he talking about like the stand up urinal though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like isn't that
yeah.
solicitation? Like you into that?
If they skip stalls to like get to the urinal like
If they
right
next
next
to
to
you,
you,
I feel
that's
like they
weird.
saying you
That's
want some
weird.
dick.
Yeah,
It's something. It's always
I
I
awkward.
think that's
that's-
something probably like
definitely-
down low men do that only other
Man.
down low men would respond the correct way to.
I'm
I just ignore it and keep moving. But I'm definitely
As
not
soon as
asking
you
hello.
walk out. I'm turning.
He might want that.
turning
Yo,
to
you might-
piss
you never
around
know.
his leg.
I feel like
You can
like
get
when you
one
go in the
today.
bathroom and it's like
Mhm.
it's just so weird. I walked into a men's bathroom one time by mistake. It was scary.
Off-putting.
It
A
just
lot
felt
cleaner than
wrong.
y'all bathroom.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
lot
I
cleaner
ain't
than
say
y'all
I
bathroom.
ain't say that, but it was just it felt wrong.
Mhm.
It felt empty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel the same way
without.
without I walked into a women's bathroom and they didn't have the urinals and it was awkward. I was like,
Yeah, it felt. Did it feel crowded?
Oh,
no, the first thing, because this was a while back. But y'all had the baby thing, so it was configured totally different. Y'all had the baby station. And I was like,
Yeah.
this is weird. So it was like it looked like a room as opposed to a bathroom. It looked like
Yeah.
a room.
Hmm.
So I was like, this is weird. It was configured totally different.
Yeah.
Y'all had a
It's
whole different set of stuff on the walls. I was like, oh,
Yeah, it's a magical place. Yeah, it felt empty. It feels like
Yeah.
when the men's bathroom feel like a half finished bathroom.
yeah. Because the one I went into, y'all even had they even had the things like the little
Where's
vending
the
machines for
walls?
like toiletries and
walls?
feminine products. They
Yeah,
had,
we
like,
be
a little
having all
vending
kind
machine
of
for that.
stuff in there.
I
Yeah.
was like, what is all this? Why do y'all get? Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
y'all bathroom feel unfinished at best. I know y'all piss on the
Yeah.
walls if they let y'all keep it moving. They just
I
probably
mean,
put a
they
drain on the
could.
floor.
I mean,
That's
it's a
what they-
lot of
I was
bathrooms
saying.
set up like
That
that.
would work.
Yeah, I feel so.
That would work.
They got the
actually do.
trials and shit
At the baseball
stadiums.
stadium, yeah, at the baseball stadium,
Yeah, baseball
you just pee on the
stadiums and
floor?
arenas.
it's like
No,
into
it's
a
like-
trial, like
It's like
it's
a
like
trial,
basically
yeah.
into the floor, almost into the floor.
Yeah. Instead of a bunch of single urinals, it's just like one
Yeah.
long urinal.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
That kinda
disgusting.
That
a,
kind of
a, a uni urinal. It's like a uni urinal.
Did y'all see the ones that
Yeah.
used to run under the bars
Really?
back in the day?
You just peed at the bar?
They just had like a trough that run underneath it, and they said it was for
I
the
can
drunk
believe
people
it.
that would get drunk. They just pissed in the trough.
Wow,
I
that's
believe
what they put in the bathroom. That's
Yeah,
exactly what they put in the
basically.
bathroom.
Yeah, they just
Oh
moved it
my
to the bathroom. Same
God.
concept, just in the bathroom. Yeah.
Thank God for women. Y'all are beastly creatures.
Animals.
First of all,
Animals.
Beastly creatures.
I've
Animals.
done janitorial work, and ma'am, consistent.
Hey, listen. Oh,
The
now
women's bathroom is the absolute positive worst environment to ever step foot in. It's like Chernobyl in that motherfucker. It's just like
the janitors. The janitors I've known, they all told me y'all be doing some wild stuff with them toilets. Like y'all be trying to flush
It is
anything. It's like
fucking
I do have. We
Chernobyl
have
in
this
that
sign in our
motherfucker.
bathroom at my job that's like, it's like explicitly. It has a whole list of things to not flush.
do not flush.
Do not flush this.
Oh
You
my
know.
God.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
women's
my
bath, like all the
God.
toilet paper, because we're like serial toilet paper users. So we cover the
Yes.
Simpson toilet paper a lot.
Yep.
So it's always like toilet paper fragments everywhere,
Yes.
trailing
Oh
around.
God, y'all the
So
worst.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, we not the worst. We trying to be clean, so it's just like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's selfish,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
but
I
we get
mean,
it.
You just
We respect
let's
it.
just say don't have fish on the menu later on that day.
what?
Ooh,
Yeah. Some of them I done been in. Let's just say
ladies
don't
be
have.
wild.
Hopefully you don't have fish on the menu.
What
That
that
motherfucker.
mean?
Yeah, motherfucker be stinking.
You know what that
Coming
mean,
out of
right?
y'all.
Yeah, it's coochies in there, motherfucker. That's what it smells like. Goddamn.
Oh, you talking about the
Smell like coochie
bathroom
on-
smell like fish?
Yes. You been
Once I
that
can really look
motherfucker
up.
like, ooh, shit.
I always wonder why you get that. It probably be the lady. Y'all ain't emptying the sanitary thing fast enough. That's what
That's all
that
the
is.
coochie
Y'all
in
ain't
there.
emptying. Y'all ain't emptying the things fast enough. That's y'all.
Nah,
That's your
all the
failure.
No, that's all the coochie.
Coochie
in
don't
there.
smell like fish.
It do. It plume up in the air when y'all.
Yeah, coochie ain't supposed to smell like fish. I'll say this.
It's not supposed to, but some of y'all be
He said it's not supposed to.
it's
It's
not
in the
supposed
atmosphere
to.
at that point. Shit, it's just like
Yeah.
the piss in the men's bathroom. At that point, it's in the atmosphere.
And it's in the atmosphere, but it's not coochie you smelling most of the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell
all
you,
this
most of the
comes-
time it's not cooch.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I ain't supposed to. Yeah,
Yeah.
there be some chemical compositions that do approximate the smell of fish sometimes.
Chemical composition.
I'm just saying, it just
I
y'all
hate this so much.
different
Y'all are just the
compounds.
worst. Compound V.
and it creates certain scents. Some of them are okay, some of them are
Yeah,
pungent.
some stuff
Not
be
so
percolating together and it's not great.
Yeah, some stuff
got
just don't
you.
work. But I get it. But it's like y'all be talking about a dusty, salty balls. You know, like
Yeah.
we get. Sometimes aromas are like earthy. Sometimes it's
Ain't nothing wrong with a little
Yeah.
fragrance, but you know what the
Little
is the
musky.
yeah.
fragrance? Ain't nothing
Go
wrong
get
with
your little
musk.
bar. You're not eating donuts.
A good 8-hour shift. Put a good 8-hour shift on it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with
Woo.
it.
Smell like work. It smell like work is one thing. You know.
Like old bay, you be looking through the cabinets like I'm gonna push this old bay.
Earthy is crazy.
I'm gonna push
Earthy
this
is
a double to the side.
crazy.
Oh, 8-hour shift. Let me get
A little earthy, a little lived in. Ain't nothing wrong. Like a person smelling a little lived in. Ain't nothing
Ugh.
wrong with that. You should
I'm
smell a
just
little lived in.
disgusted. I'm
Okay,
so-
you about to hit the
I'm-
shower though, right? Okay, you smell a little lived in. That's cool.
That's gross.
Old leather. Old leather. I
hit the
got you.
shower.
Not old leather.
I'm just
The
saying, you
shower.
smell a little. There's certain odors. There's certain odors that remind you of stuff. And I'm just saying, people
That's
give off
true.
odors.
The body odors
Yeah,
are
but
fascinating. The things they can
Mhm.
smell like randomly. I
Yeah.
would say that.
And
I
then a
would.
lot of people, after you're an adult, everybody has a different outside smell too. Like you
Yeah.
still get an outside smell, but it's different.
Yeah, it is a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you eat dairy, you be out here smelling like Philly cheesesteaks. That's what I. Hey, I worked in the hospital. I got a lot of just came from outside. We just came out the street, and most of them were sweating because they was in pain. I said, fresh from outside. Fresh
Smell
from
like
outside.
a chopped cheese. Smell like
That's
a
why I
Philly
can't. I
cheesesteak.
couldn't eat food up there with yelling them because I'd be like, this smell musty to me. Smell
Nah, don't
musty.
do that.
French
Oh, God.
onions, like
Oh,
onions and Philly cheese. That's musty.
Don't do that because all y'all know is pig feet down.
Oh, good.
I'm just
Ooh,
saying.
pick
I'm
a
just
big
saying.
feet.
I have a relationship with
Right.
like must.
Right.
Just like stinky feet smell like vinegar. Like it's just a body
Yeah.
odor. Like
Yeah.
thing. It smells like body odor.
No, there's different types of sticky feet. Because it was the corn chips.
Ah, there's corn chip feet.
Corn chip feet.
I don't know what causes corn chip feet.
Man,
The
that should
vinegar
be
feet.
Nails.
The
That should
vinegar
be
feet
the
is like
toilet.
moisture. Yeah, vinegar feet is extreme prolonged moisture.
Extreme sweat.
Yeah, because my 6-year-old, she gets sweaty feet, and so
Yeah.
that's.
But I think dry funk is more corn chippy. But if it's wet funk, it gets
How you
vinegar.
dry and funky? Is that just like hygiene?
No, I don't
That's-
know. I mean, there are different
That's ain't
types.
yeah.
It's
That's
like
ain't washed your ass in a couple of days.
I'm like, because if you talking about we
Vinegar
start talking
might
about
be like you've been at
yeasty,
work. Yeah, vinegar
Nah,
is
man,
like you've been at work and shit. You've been
you
at the
do not
gym.
get vinegar from one day, sir. No, you don't get vinegar from one day. That's soupy.
And your
Like
shoes, yeah, you get
that's
your
been
shoes
Nah,
probably
marinated.
it's some
percolating.
people.
Yeah, your
Nah, it's
shoes.
some
That's
people
feedback.
got. It's some people got some rank ass feet, no
Cause
matter how
if
much they watch them.
yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
when it get moist, it don't start at vinegar. Like vinegar, that you
that's
don't
a.
start. I've had some
I
wet feet.
think
I
for
was a sweater. I was a
this girl,
feet
she
sweater
had to
too.
put them in her shoes. It was
Oh
usually
yeah,
the
yeah,
shoes had been
Yeah,
yeah.
percolating.
That's
So when
true.
she put the
hmm
shoes on, it just
yeah, yeah,
it get on the feet. So you got to put powder on them things. Like
yeah. Oh
put
my
them in the
god.
sun. But how you get corn chip? I feel
Yeah.
like corn chip. That's just sedentary life funk.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know,
Corn
ain't no
man.
chips.
soap.
I don't
Yeah,
think
You
I ain't
that's
start
the
seen
getting
no
case.
soap
corn chip
water.
smell.
I don't
That's
think that's the case, man.
That's in the bunions. The
yeah. That's
toenails.
sitting
Man, whatever.
around
Man, forget
for.
That's
y'all.
fungus.
I'm about to say that's yeasty.
I can't
That's
stand y'all.
that's
That's
lingering.
yeasty.
That's
Your
lingering.
toes is yeasty.
I can't stand y'all. Listen.
Smelling like bread.
Listen, I've
Smell
gone
like
through several
fungi.
phases of sweat output. I've done had everything. So listen, forget all y'all. I don't
I
care.
mean,
And
it's
I
cool.
feel you though,
There's
bro.
been
Us
corn
big
chip.
blacks,
There's been the
we
soupy,
be
sweaty feet. The swamp
yeah.
feet. Swamp
Swamp
feet.
feet. But what
Swamp feet.
causes corn chip feet?
I don't know. I've had all of them. I've had corn chip feet. I've had swamp feet. I've had the
It's
vinegar, but
sweaty.
that was pro. Like you said, the shoes, the socks,
Shoes, yeah.
everything. It was just prolonged and just like the vinegar
Wet.
is like wet and then drying multiple
Mm-hmm.
times. So like if you like sweating, going, and then
Mhm.
you go relax, and then everything kind of dries up, and you get sweaty, like that build up, that'll get you to the vinegar.
That's where your boy was right. That's how them hats be sometimes.
Yeah.
That's why you got. That's why it's like once
If
I
you don't clean
sweat
them,
in a hat, it's over with. Yeah,
yeah.
it's damn near over with. Because
And if you let it dry up and then you start sweating it again,
it'll
Woo!
make you sweat. Like no, real
yeah.
talk. It'll make you sweat because you sweat so much in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
your
weird.
body just get used to it. It's like you train your
Yeah.
body.
Man.
That's why
Like
you
the
gotta
when we put
rotate them
these
hats out.
on. What'd you say?
Mhm. I said that's why I'll be trying to rotate my hats out as much as possible.
Put some, I don't know how we got the corn chips. For me, it's a grandma smell. So I just ugh, traumatized. Sorry, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth just a little bit.
It's okay because the old people get like moth feet. Their
Yeah,
feet
they
start
got
like
that mouth. They got it, and they got
everything
this
starts
weird.
smelling like mothy.
Yeah, just old. Like if you walk
Yeah,
through
there's
like
an
the
old
old
smell.
people, huh? It's like a
All their body odors turn to old body odors. I don't know what that is. It's weird.
yeah. It's weird. It's just like old people.
That's why I do give props to the OG. She keeps some candles going. She keeps some air
Yeah.
fresheners going.
But there's also
She's
like
she's
sick
a scenario
like
kind of
old
lady.
people who can't get around good. Gotta
Yeah.
serve.
Oh
Cause
no, them people. Oh yeah, no. Ooh.
Like yeah,
Moist.
like a bedridden old person kind of
Yeah.
smell. Like
Cause you know the bedridden old people when they can't like they're like incontinence. Like even their old
yeah,
leftover urine smell. It don't even smell like leftover urine. It smell like depleted
old people.
ammonia. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's weird. I don't even know what to call it. It's like it's
Yeah,
flat, but it's like it's
breaking
funky.
He said not
yeah.
flat, flat
It's
urine.
like flat.
It ain't got the
It's flat,
steam
but
to
it's
it.
funky.
It's not
Yeah, they
like
got the stain.
got
Yeah,
that burn.
the
To
fumes
it.
have died down. Like like old gas or old you know what I'm saying, old
Flat
alcohol.
urine.
It's flat.
This nigga
Trying to tell you.
said it's
Cause they old.
flat.
The stuff just flattened out. Like all the
I'm
the
not
sharpness.
fucking with y'all, man. I'm
The
about
sharpness
to go get
is cut.
something to eat, bro. I ain't fucking with y'all, man.
Cause he said flat urine.
We gonna end it on that right there. Now this nigga said this
You're
nigga
like, yeah,
flat
yeah,
urine.
yeah.
I'm
I'm trying to tell
good,
you.
yo.
Y'all know what I'm talking
I'm
about.
I
good.
do.
I know exactly
I
what
do.
you're talking about. I just never thought to
'Cause it's-
describe it as flat,
I'm
nigga.
trying to tell you because like a baby got the same thing, but it's like less funky.
It's light. Yeah, it's just light.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's urine light, and then you get older, it gets sharp, pungent,
Oh
especially
man,
depending on
pee
your
is so
diet.
sharp. Man, pee is
And then it
sharp.
flattens when you get old. It's flattened, but it still got some of the funk because you still eat like
Because
trash.
we
'Cause you're
got
old.
stress in it. Goddamn.
Nah,
Yeah.
man, pee is sharp and strong.
Because
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
beer and
No,
pop
we
and
drink the
Hennessy
same
in that
stuff. I'm
motherfucker.
sorry, nah, it's something wrong with y'all, cause
Yeah,
that urine be sharp, and you got to think it's water in the toilet, and y'all urine still be dark.
it's diluted. It is diluted.
It's diluted and dark.
It looked like Guinness.
was like, how it look like apple juice with
Like
a
you peeing
whole
ginger ale,
a
nigga. You
whole
just peeing
toilet
ginger
of
ale.
water, and it still look like apple juice. That is
Yeah,
concerning.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
diet.
nah, that's bad.
Yeah, because the more
That
water
is
I
bad.
drink, like the
That
more
is
if I'm
bad.
drinking, if I'm on water, it's not that dark. It only
It
does it
should
when I'm drinking
almost be
soda.
undetectable
Yeah,
if
it's
someone peed in there.
yeah,
Almost. You
oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
even really. You might have to squint a little bit. Like, is this a
There's a
tinge
tint.
of yellow?
Yeah, if you're not drinking a bunch of juice and soda, yeah. If you're just drinking water, it'll be
Yeah.
more clear. Cause I've spent enough stints not drinking soda and juice that I actually got concerned, thinking something was wrong. To your point, like, I was like, I just peed. What's wrong?
I
I
have
was like,
heard
and I was
that
like,
it's
I must
healthy.
have diabetes. It was too clear. I was like, I must have diabetes. Why is it this clear? Like,
It's so clear. I thought I was
I'm just
dying.
I'm just peeing high
It
fructose. Like
happens.
I'm just
It
peeing high
happens.
fructose, just pure
Right.
high fructose syrup. It's just
Right, because not only do you pee clear, but you pee more frequently when you drink water. And
And I'm
they also tell you
dying.
if you peeing frequently, you're gonna have diabetes. You
I
like,
knew I
oh
was sick.
shit,
I
I'm
knew I was
dead,
sick.
y'all.
I knew I was sick.
I'm dead.
Because it was healthy. Now I'm
Yeah.
concerned that I'm like
Yeah.
wondering how many men don't know what's
But
Nah,
healthy.
it's the
when
same
you
way
start
people
drinking
react
juice,
to. It's the same.
hey,
Look, it's the same way people react that way to healthy relationships. You ever seen people in a healthy relationship and
I'm
they
dying.
yep,
think
yep,
I'm dying, I'm smothered, and I'm
yep.
this,
He
I'm missing out.
controlling.
And that's, yeah,
Mhm.
he control it. It turns from all the
Man,
healthy things you have
It
for
just blew my
to
mind.
Tia
hey,
to
listen,
Tia.
I knew I
That's
had
how you look like
diabetes.
Tia.
She said, I
She
got
like I'm
diabetes.
dying. She's like I
I
got
knew,
diabetes.
cause
I actually thought I had cancer when I was pregnant.
why?
I was like, I'm dying.
Because
It was
something was
before I
inside of you,
knew.
like you felt a growth and you thought it
I
was
didn't know
coming or
yet.
something.
I didn't know yet. But I just woke up and I was like,
You felt the
It's
presence.
I think I'm gonna
I
die
feel the
soon.
presence.
It's
I
got
actually
its
went to the
spindly
doctor.
roots in me.
I actually went to the doctor. I was like, I just need you to run a panel. Like something's wrong with me. I'm worried I have cancer. And she like
Breathing
You're
just
ran a
right.
look like taking the test. Prayers up. Praying hands emoji.
she ran a panel. I was like, you're just pregnant. Oh, close
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Oh, okay.
About the
You should
same.
have reacted like you
Come
like
see, come saw.
Right. Cancer,
You
kids, growth, tumor,
Life's over.
child.
life's over either
Life's over.
way.
It's all the same. No, and we were actually trying for her.
Okay.
Mm.
And you
That's
were
how
still
like
surprised.
my
And
body
you were
was
still surprised.
my body was like, something's wrong. We're dying.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. But actually, I was because like after
Yeah.
I had her, I almost died.
Bobby was like, "What
Dang.
the hell is this?"
Not my body being like, this is bad. We're in danger,
I did
and
not
I
agree
actually
to
was.
this.
And I actually was. I almost actually died. So
Oh,
maybe the
man.
body just instantly knew this was not
knew.
going to end well for us.
Man,
We're
that
fucked.
sucks.
We're fucked. So yeah.
So if
But yeah.
I know you've spoken a little bit about like the trouble I know having your last child. Would you have another child again with King if you didn't have
Hell
any trouble? I
no.
know
Yeah.
if there were if you hadn't had any health issues, you wouldn't have another one, like one more.
No.
Over with.
No, absolutely not. Why?
That's over with, son.
For what? I don't
Try
need
for
to
a
raise
boy.
no more humans.
And die in the process.
I mean, even if I was healthy,
Again,
I
no
just
health
don't
issues. Like
want.
no health issues. Just,
No, for what?
no.
We've
That
seen
is
this. We've
weird.
seen this remake. We did the original and we did the remake. We don't need.
What about a King Jr.? King Jr. What
I
about King Jr.?
Oh, man, I need that for you.
don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. It's just gross. It's like 3 years of my life
Oh,
down the
God.
drain. 3 years
Oh God.
gone. 3 years. Would you want to give up 3 years of your life?
Ooh,
Yeah, why not?
Just imagine progressing
I
through
mean,
the game for 3
have
years
you
and
not-
having to restart.
Have you not
somebody
known how
press-
long I've been on the internet?
But no, it's not
Somebody
like
press
that kind
start.
of giving it up. It's like you're gone, like position.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll
You be
wait 3
possessed for
years.
3 years.
Yes, I'm down.
I don't
Let's
want to
go.
be possessed for 3 years anymore.
Let's do
It's
it.
not fun. It's like possession. I don't know. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but for me, I'm gone. 3 years. I already
I'm doing it.
see you in 3 years. Hopefully, we make it through together. Cause I'm gonna hate you for like 3 years.
Man,
So
Yellow would
like
do it.
she gonna hate you for 3 years. I literally am repulsed by men when I have kids and have a newborn baby near me. It's like y'all stink, y'all breathe too hard, your faces are stupid, your existence is to me the most insulting thing about life. I don't know why you're here. I hate men. I hate them. That's how I feel. When I have it. Like, why?
We
That's too
just missed
funny,
that. I'm just
What?
thinking like how I said a little and Enzo, we just missed that. Damn.
man.
I'm just saying, like, it's like
Man.
I don't know what is man. Why? What is this? Why is he here? And he
Hmm.
seems to know me and like me.
Mm.
Yeah, I fucking
Mm.
get it. Like, get
That's
away from
crazy.
me. I don't want to feel. I don't like feeling that way.
That would be interesting though. I would try it out.
What? To see how
Being
much they hate
possessed.
you? Yeah,
No,
it
no,
feels.
no, not. No, I would want to be inhabited. I would want to see what that
It's
process.
like
I would like to
I
walk that
just
out.
call it possessed because I don't feel
Yeah,
that way when I'm not. I mean,
yeah,
y'all are annoying, but I don't
yeah,
feel that way. Sans child's
yeah.
newborn, so it
I know
feels like
hormones
possession.
do something to y'all. Like hormones are
Yeah,
really totally like
strong.
it changes y'all's personalities, from
Yeah,
what I understand. So
yeah.
I'm curious about that whole process.
I
I
probably
don't
could
have
be
anything
a
related to it.
lesbian if I stayed on hormones
Hmm.
happily too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've heard like drastic shifts. I've heard drastic shifts with the like what one of the child prevention. What's the word?
with the birth control.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Birth control. One
He
of the
said
birth
child
controls that
prevention.
you know
Child
what I'm saying?
prevention.
One of the birth controls, it changes the hormone so much is when somebody came off because they started in their teenage years.
Yeah,
When they came off of it, they had no clue. Like they
yeah,
were like shocked that they a lot of the things they were inclined to, they were not inclined to at all.
yeah.
Simply because they
You'd
stopped
be
taking. I'm like
shocked how
that
much
was
like reproduction drives a lot of things.
man,
And if you get rid
that's
of the desire
scary.
for that, like you
Mm-hmm.
don't feel the need to do a lot of things. And I honestly think
Mm-hmm.
for all the conversations we have about it, like I do think it's a lot to be said that that's probably an underlying part that people aren't considering that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why do they talk about? Well, when you take away the need or desire for it, then like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff does become obsolete because y'all are not like I'm just thinking about how I feel about them. Y'all ain't. I just when I have those hormones where I'm already pregnant or I'm on birth control, I can't think of in that state of mind. I remember being in that place, and I can't think of one solid reason why I would ever do it. Never. Luckily, I like made it because I knew
Yeah.
going in I was gonna feel that way, so I had
Okay.
some insight
Yeah.
already because it happened with the first one. But see, with the first one, I didn't know, so
Yeah.
we broke up. Because I was like, I hate you now. So we broke
Okay.
up. So I had insight. I knew.
Um,
And then like through trial and error of not being on it and being on it, I knew. So with the second one, I knew I was gonna feel that way. That's why I said 3 years, bye. I'm out of here. Like I'm not gonna be
wow.
myself. So I kind of knew. So then it was like, okay, don't do the thing because you're gonna feel that way.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm
I mean,
saying. Like
that's
and that's
interesting.
why I wouldn't do it anymore because it's just too much. It's straining on the
So
relationship.
last question before I let this go, because that a lot of women also talk about postpartum depression,
Right.
or just the postpartum, I guess, come down from the
Yeah.
different chemicals and stuff. Like not just the men, but did you have any of that towards the children? Did you have any of those feelings like, I don't want to do this? Like, did you have any of that women talk about?
Well, I don't know. I had a good support system. I would say I've never
Okay.
felt negative feelings towards my kiddos,
Okay.
but I was also constantly depressed. So I
So it
don't
might
know
not
if you
have
can.
it might not have been directed towards them, but you did have negative, like
I
you
do
had a
generally, yeah, like suppressed, depressed mood as far
got you,
as like nothing that I've ever had to be like no ideations or anything, but just generally
got you,
that feeling of like I
No
can't get out
ideation
of
or
it,
anything. But just generally that
yeah,
feeling of like I can't
like
get out
that
of it.
supernatural tiredness that you get. Like it was like
yeah,
that. So I definitely had that a
okay,
lot. But yeah,
got you.
no, a lot of stuff get neglected. First on the list,
I get that.
husband, neglected, thrown away. Second on the list, household tasks out of here, not happening. So yeah. So like that's just what happened. So I would say that's depression probably, but nothing that I ever
Okay.
felt negative towards the babies.
Dang, that just gave me one follow-up question.
No,
So
it's cool.
the household task, the man fell off. Now, what was the priority like? Because you were depressed, so like, was it all poured into the kids, or was it like kids and self, and then everything else was done?
Yeah, it was kid. It was just a kid.
Just
Not even
kids.
self. Like sometimes I wouldn't even
Okay,
like shower.
got you.
You're
So
like
everything was just
shower,
everything
do
went into
my
the kids.
hair. I am just a
Everything
milk.
went into the kids.
I'm a
Okay.
milk body. Just lay down.
Oh
Come
shit.
feed on me, children. Like that's what it feels like.
That sounds
It's
crazy.
great. Just come
That
lay in
sounds
the
crazy.
bed and
Dang,
feed
that would
on
be
me.
so weird. Being fed on. That just that sounds terrible.
Wipe
Oh,
myself off and just what's the
You
point of
said
it
what?
all?
that sounds terrible. Being
And
fed
I was just
on.
trying to be like with postpartum, like he was like, "Do you take care of yourself?" I'm like, "No," because you just feel like you just lay on the bed, feed on me, children.
Your body is no longer yours.
Yeah, you just lay it down to be fed on, and then after the kid feeds on you all day, your crusty husband comes around wanting some puss. It's like, yep, just take me, use me up. It's just terrible. Maybe some women love it, but it's a rough couple years. It's a rough couple years.
Oh
Like the
shoot.
first year is actually
Oh
being
god.
pregnant, which is actually cool. Out of
Mhm.
all of it, like the pregnancy is cool. It's fun. But then
Right.
that next year, after it's like you just getting fed on and used up. It's great. And then like if you make it to one, some people breastfeed to their
Oh
like
shoot.
two. Uh,
Oh
I
god.
So if you do that, then that next year is you trying to remember who you were before you were captured and fed on by the
Fed on.
zombies. Yeah. And then you're like,
Oh, that's
okay. And then
crazy.
after that year, you kind of start to come back into yourself and feel
The whole
like,
concept
oh,
just feels weird.
yeah, it is weird actually when you think about it. Being like made to be fed on.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's like vampires.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Little parasites. We have little parasites. Maybe.
They cute though. They cute the whole time they doing it.
Yeah,
They're really cute. It makes you
yeah.
want to do it. But then you literally sleep a lot.
That's like being glamored by the vampire.
Yeah, you get
They
glamour. And
glamour
then
you.
like, yeah, it makes you sleepy too.
Hmm.
So it's like it's drugs. Like
Yep.
you just being drugged and fed on
Man, that's interesting.
by your own
That's
kid.
interesting. I love it
So
though. I love
yeah,
it.
having kids is great, but no, I'm done. I say that all the time. I yeet myself in the trash. I would really consider it if I found out I was pregnant. I would really just like sit in front of 285. Like
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
I might. I just ugh. Yeah, I don't think I can do it. I can't do it. It's like when
You
people
got it.
talk about I'm never going back to prison or something. Like I
Hmm.
don't think I can
Yeah,
do it. I
I
just
get you.
can't. Yeah, it's bad. But yeah.
No, okay. Well, yeah, appreciate it. I might reschedule that stream I had at 4 p.m. I might do that tomorrow or
Oh yeah,
something.
what was that supposed to be? Let me go look.
I found this video. It's the same thought experiment. Like it's that same question we've had, but it's reformatted. That question of like it's kind of like why is there evil in the world? But they kind of reverse engineered it
Mm.
from like if you made a world like this, what would come of it? And then like and what what conclusions? And they kind of walk that out. So it's interesting for me. I just wanted to play it, and
Mm.
they asked some questions at the end. I'll send it to you. So
Yeah,
I'll probably
let me watch
reschedule
that.
that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Well, fun times, great conversation. I'm glad we came to a conclusion about the coffee. So cool.
Yep. Now we came to a conclusion. Everybody got fussed out. Appreciate y'all. We about to head out, and I will see y'all either today or tomorrow. Don't know yet.